All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches.
In the trenches. We're getting...
Episode 42.
Both getting 52.
That's what I said.
You did not say... You said 40.
I was making sure you were paying attention.
Well, I'm glad I was to correct it.
That's right.
Episode...
Well done on
52.
you. 52, no doubt.
Yeah. Closing in on 100.
Yep.
Maybe not so soon, but soon.
I mean, you're always closing in on 100 as long as you're moving forward.
That's very true. Very true. So episode 52, and do we have a show for you today?
Yes, we do.
JD himself?
Jim Dowd.
Himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the New Jersey legend.
I don't think he's a myth. I think he's just like the legend.
He is definitely a legend, by the way. I mean, the New Jersey legend.
He is.
The New Jersey legend himself.
That was like when, nowadays as a parent and knowing about, kids that are at the rinks that played wherever we played and they've gone on to play. So more people that have gone on to play high level hockey, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
You go into rinks, they've got the banners, and so this kid, that kid. But back in the day when we were young, it's like Jimmy Dowd's from New Jersey.
He's the hometown boy.
He was the hometown
hometown boy who wins a high school state title.
Yeah.
Right? Goes out to Lake Superior State, wins a NCAA title with our buddy Ken Martell.
That's
from
right.
USA Hockey. And then seriously, isn't it?
Right.
USA, how hockey is such a small world in the U.S. Comes back gets drafted by the Devils while he's out in college.
Yep.
Comes back, goes into the minors, makes it to the Devils, wins the Stanley Cup for his home state. I mean, does it get any cooler than that?
And then he does
played 18 years at the show.
Then he ends up with a second homecoming to the Devils later on in his career.
Yes, he did come back. Yes. Oh yeah, no, he's
so he's still locked and loaded in New Jersey. Got 2 kids playing.
Yes, he is. One's done. No, he's not. He's not done. He's playing Adirondack Thunder.
Oh, but I mean, I was about to say he's finished with college.
Oh, yes, he went to Penn State. Went to Penn State. Finished at Penn State.
Yep.
Had a nice little career at Penn State. Adirondack Thunder. And then I think Jimmy was saying on the interview, he's just kind of figuring out what he wants to do. Younger one is at Arizona State.
That's it.
Playing.
Yeah.
You know, what a cool place to play ice hockey in college, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you know that? So when you think of Mullet Arena, who do you think they named it after?
Whoever first donned a mullet haircut.
Right? That's what I thought too. Do you know there's actually like a Mr. Mullet?
That's also not surprising.
Yeah. Who was in the plumbing supply business.
Huh.
And that's where it was actually after.
Oh, interesting.
I had no idea. We all thought it was after the haircut.
I like images of haircuts better for that.
Well, I think when we all first heard it was Mullet Arena, we all thought, makes sense. It's not a named stadium. It's just they're doing it after the hockey. But then
it's haircut. That's also a weird. Yeah,
but it is like a hockey haircut, especially back in the day.
That's very
it's
culture,
extremely,
hockey
and it's
culture.
very appropriate, right? We're all like, it's an unnamed stadium, so they're just going to call it Mullet Arena, but it's actually named after somebody who
Mr. Mullet.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Did he happen to have a mullet?
That's a good question. I'm going to say no.
Probably not.
I'm going to say no.
No.
I don't know for a fact.
I had one. Proper.
I don't know if I would say that too loud.
I was in 6th grade.
That's
I was also
still not okay.
Why is it not okay? Just picture this. Ready?
Still not okay.
This in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Who were like my idols at that time? Eric Lindros,
Axl
Rose, Andre Agassi.
Oh, forgot about that.
Andre Agassi.
Good call there with Andre Agassi.
I would rock like those jean tennis shorts with the built-in pink spandex.
Yeah, you had a very interesting style back then.
Yo, I didn't fuck around.
You had a very interesting style back then. That's for sure.
Shout out Jams shorts that went down past your knees. Right? Jams. You remember those?
Of course I did. Yes.
Those were fucking
we could
money.
Shout out a bunch of crazy things from that time.
Those were money.
Shout out Z Cavaricis.
I never owned a pair of those.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, not my style.
That does not surprise me.
I need jams. I need spandex.
Right.
I need mullets.
You need like the wigwam socks, like that type of stuff?
Nah.
No? Nah. You were a big jams guy.
I did have jams.
You did? I'm trying to think what else you had back in the day. I'm trying to think of like 80s... I
had a pink mongoose
bike,
dirt bike.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mine was black. I had a mongoose black.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Mine was pink, and that's awesome.
Yeah, if you say so.
Yes, dude. Come on, man. I had the fucking balls to do that shit.
I will say that real men do wear pink.
Yeah, I mean, salmon, whatever you want to call it.
Listen, again, real men wear pink. Back then, it was not so acceptable.
I didn't fuck around.
Clearly not.
No.
You know, do you remember when you and I used to go play tennis?
Absolutely.
And we had to wear whites.
Yes.
Like only whites.
100%.
At the club that we played at.
Yep.
And we wanted to be like Andre Agassi and not wear white. Wear anything but white. Like black, red, green, blue, whatever it was, just not white.
Was not an option.
Didn't work.
No.
To this day, that place is still all whites, I'm pretty sure.
I mean...
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am.
I was there not too long ago. Maybe like 2 summers ago. I was there for
Were you?
an afternoon.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Long time. It's been a long time.
Dude, were you there when they had the whole like pool section?
Yeah, I've seen it in the back. Yeah, the place has exploded since we were
fucking
those
bananas.
kids. Yeah, yeah.
My brother, because you know, for like the snack bar, like you had like an
Sure.
account. So my brother, like, of course,
You
my
do. You and I
parents-
used to abuse your parents' account like crazy.
No doubt, but my brother
It's
would.
so bad.
My brother would offer anyone online fucking
Ice cream.
I'm buying
Ice cream.
I'm buying.
We always got that soft serve ice cream there.
100%.
Yeah, man. That was. Yeah, we didn't. Our tennis career did not last long, did it?
No, but I wish I mean,
Did not last long. That's for sure.
I liked it.
It was fun, but ice hockey was more fun. Especially
It
for you.
was more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our tennis career did not last long.
Yeah. Well, now you're a pickleball guy.
Yeah, if I had known I was going to play pickleball later in life, I would have never stopped playing tennis at like 12 or 11 or whatever it was.
Whatever.
Yeah, listen.
It's all good.
I don't think I missed much. It's fine. You know?
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, man. So episode 52.
52, not 42.
Not
Remember
42.
that.
52. Yeah. No, man. We have a good show. JD was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So before we get any further, why don't we shout out partners?
Yeah, fire away.
Yeah. Howie's Hockey.
Howie's
10.
Hockey. Crazy 10. Go
Use
get your
the discount.
tape, laces, Scott's favorite, the candle.
Candle.
Scott loves the candle. Do we have a candle here? Where is our candle?
You know, I moved things around.
I see this.
To set things up.
I see this.
The candle.
And we need our stuff.
Oh, it's over there.
Oh, it is? All right.
Yeah.
Scott's favorite, the
We
scented
need
candle.
props.
We should have props. The wax. Again, so it's funny. Dominic actually had their sweatshirt on, the worn gray, the vintage gray, with the logo on it. It's so cool.
Yo,
one of the greatest logos in all of youth hockey. I know I keep saying that, but it is. It's one of the greatest logos in all of youth hockey.
I was on the phone at work this afternoon, like during lunch, so I forgot to ask this woman, but I walked into the lunchroom,
right,
and I see on the back of her shirt Howie's Hockey.
Get out!
No one more surprised than me. Yeah, he was wearing a Howie's Hockey T-shirt.
Wow,
yeah,
very cool.
I'm
surprised you didn't ask her right there.
I was on the phone.
Oh, you said that.
I was on the phone.
Yeah.
And then I forgot.
Yeah. You should ask her. I'm curious. Yeah. So crazy 10 for your 10% off discount. Howie's Hockey. We love Howie's Hockey. Tape, laces, gear. Go check out their clothing. They have very cool clothing. And my favorite, Scott's got the candle. My favorite are the yellow handled scissors.
Ooh.
Scissors.
Those are good.
They are good.
I was
big fan.
I was working on a stick with them last night.
See?
Yep.
Bro, I'm telling you, they'll cut through sheet metal. Don't try to cut through sheet metal with them. But I'm just saying.
Remember the Ginsu knife? How they have the commercial where like it would have like the kitchen knife and it would like they would saw it through like an aluminum can.
Do you think that was real?
And then slice through a tomato.
Do you think that was real?
Yeah, maybe.
I think we need to come up with like a crazy hockey dad's kitchen knife line.
You think so?
No, I don't.
No. Probably wouldn't be.
Listen, it would be more up your alley since you used to be the chef.
You got to throw down in the kitchen. You got to prepare these kids. You got to fuel them with homemade nutritious food. Why are you laughing?
I'm not. I think it's a cool idea. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to do that stuff. Do you have time to do that stuff?
Listen, if
I would love to, but I do not have time to do that.
There are priorities
Coming soon,
in life.
Crazy Hockey Dad's portable snack line.
Not the
so I don't have to pre-make stuff and then like put it in like Tupperwares.
Listen, okay, well if that's the way you want to roll, if that's the way you want to treat your children, fine.
Listen, we'll come up with a nice, nutritious, high-end, protein-rich, low-caloric snack line for hockey players, and we will distribute it as necessary.
As necessary.
So our children and whoever wants to buy this stuff that we're going to come out with,
we're going to go with stuff, hockey stuff,
and because
in a bag.
Us hockey parents are busy people,
No
right?
doubt.
Right. I don't know about you, but I am waiting for the weekends where I don't have a hockey game to go to.
That's soon, dude.
Maybe. It's coming, yes.
No, it's definitely, I mean, it's sooner than later.
Yes, that's true. But, so for like 6 months out of the year, I don't get anything done around my house. Do you?
I get less productive during the hockey season.
Agreed, yes.
Yeah,
So a high-protein, high-end snack line for hockey players would be good so they can just take and go. So the parents don't have to, pre-make stuff.
Or you could actually prepare delicious, nutritious food that you know exactly what's going into it, and it can be customized to your child's preferences.
That's fine and all, but I don't have. So are you promoting like a service? Like we're gonna provide like a service, like a home delivery?
Like those.
Are you gonna make all this
kits?
stuff?
The meal kit.
That's what I'm saying, and we'll just deliver it to the house. You got a hockey tournament? The stuff will be there Friday morning before you leave.
I mean, I'm sure you could do that with any of these meal delivery services now. But at this point, no, I'm not advocating for that. I'm just
bullshitting. But it's pretty funny.
But I would rather cook more for my kids.
Yeah,
especially for on-the-go stuff. We would do that when Otto was playing down south. I guess Central Jersey you call it, and it doesn't matter. But
where were you?
At Woodbridge.
Oh yeah, Central.
Central, yeah. So
anyway, Central.
So practice. We would leave at like 4:00.
Right.
We'd get home like between 8:30 and 9.
Right.
3 nights a week. So he was doing like homework and like eating in the car. But we had like it was a great thing. It was like a warming plate that you could plug into like I'm about to call it a cigarette lighter. Whatever utility outlet, whatever the fuck they're called now.
It's a cigarette lighter.
Yeah, I mean, except there's no cigarette thingy in there.
Well, true. Very true.
So then how is it a cigarette lighter?
Do they not come with cigarette lighters anymore? You can't order that from the factory?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's not like you're not allowed to smoke in your own car.
No, I know. I'm just saying. My car didn't come with one. Did yours?
Dude, speaking of like smoking, can I tell you? So Luca texted my wife the other day, and he's like,
a picture of him smoking?
He's like, Mom, some kid's got the window open. It's like 6 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Luca's on the way to school. He's like, some dude's got the window open. He's vaping on the bus.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, move your seat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Vaping on the bus.
I mean, Otto comes in and tells me that there's like kids vaping in the bathroom, but like, of course that's going to happen.
Can I tell you how many hockey hotels I have been in where like my kids move a piece of furniture in the room to like to do whatever they're doing, and there's like a vape pen.
Oh, really?
Whether it's in the couch cushions or under the couch or under the dresser or under like a nightstand or under behind the drapes.
Dude.
I can't even tell you how many vape pens that we've come across in hockey hotels.
Do you want to hear a fucking crazy story?
Always.
And then we'll get back to our partners. This actually is somewhat related to hockey because I was driving back from Buffalo.
Okay.
I was driving back from
Pretty
Buffalo.
sure I found a vape pen in Buffalo too, by the way.
No, but listen to this.
Good.
Listen, so there was something, I think we had one of our cars was like, getting serviced. So we borrowed my father-in-law's car. My father-in-law lives in the city and they park in the building and like there's a parking garage.
Right.
So every night when he goes home, the attendant like parks his car.
Oh boy.
So
I know exactly where this is going.
No, I don't think you do.
No, I think I do. Go ahead.
You know the story I told you?
No, I don't, but I think I know where this is going. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm driving back from Buffalo.
Okay.
Otto's in the back seat.
Right.
And
you're driving your father-in-law's car.
My father-in-law's car, yeah.
That's what I thought.
And so I'm driving and I had my earbuds. Otto was playing video games, so I just wanted to listen to my podcast, so I have my earbuds.
You were listening to our podcast? I'm joking.
No, that was pre-podcast.
I know, I'm joking.
But in any event, so one of my earbuds fell in between the seat and the center console.
And you stuck your hand down there.
I stuck my hand down there.
What'd you pull out?
Dude, I was like, ah! Dude, a fucking syringe.
Oh, I was not going to say that.
No, I pulled
I was not going to say that.
I pulled my hand up and out from in between the seats.
Was it stuck in your hand?
And there was a fucking syringe
stuck in your finger?
hanging from my finger.
Stuck in your finger?
Stuck in my goddamn finger.
Dude, that's pretty fucked up.
Syringe.
Did you go get tested for like everything?
I got tested. They gave me the fucking medicine.
Did you get a tetanus shot?
I had already gotten I didn't need a tetanus shot, but I had gotten.
I would get it anyway. Dude, that's fucked up.
Fucked up. And so then
I was not going to say
Otto's
that.
in the back seat.
That's a crazy story.
It's fucking
Holy
crazy.
Shit, dude.
So
did you poke yourself with a fucking dirty needle?
I had no idea it was
Dude,
there.
you're so lucky you don't have like hepatitis or some shit.
Listen, I talked to the doctors.
Or like Ebola or like,
listen,
I don't know, anything.
I was tested. I took whatever fucking medicine they give you if you're like exposed to like,
anything?
I forget what the medicine was.
Anything and everything? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't stop at the store and like down a thing of like penicillin or something like that.
Just go to like fucking like Exxon and
Shit, like windshield wiper, chug windshield wiper fluid or something,
Just give me the biggest bottle of hand sanitizer.
That is
just start drinking.
Dude, that's awful, by
Isn't
the
that
way.
fucking crazy.
All right, so I didn't think you were going to go there. I thought you were going to go with a weed pen.
No.
That's what I expected you to go with. I am 1,000% wrong.
So yeah, you were. So
your story is much better than what I was
I'm
thinking.
thinking to myself, I'm like, so many things are going through my mind right now because at first I didn't think I didn't think that's what it was.
I mean, I understand that.
I thought like maybe my father-in-law was taking medication that like he maybe like had to do an injection and like he's like a diabetic or something like that. Something, and I don't know. I was like, why the fuck is there a needle down there? And then I'm thinking like he's not a drug user.
Was the plunger all the way down?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
so whatever was in there was gone.
Yeah,
but still, the fucking tip is.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, it had been days since that had been. Who knows? That could have been sitting down there for months.
Did you ever say anything to your father-in-law?
Of course.
What did he say to you?
I called him. I sent him a picture. I said, "I've just found this in your seat. It was stuck in my finger."
Dude, your father-in-law is totally sticking that in his fucking arm.
No, so
I'm joking. Can you imagine your father
no,
like
but
this?
so then he's like
this?
No, but then he was like,
like at night doing heroin with your mother-in-law.
No, so but my mom, no, they're not.
No, they're very straight-laced.
But so then,
can you imagine though?
I mean, I tried, but
So
it just, that's not.
So the parking attendant is the culprit. I'm assuming.
So what my father-in-law said, he's like, it's. He didn't say it's funny. I forget what he said, but he's like sometimes when I get my car back, in the morning, it's like on like different music stations, and so it's like, and this has happened like multiple
Tell
times.
Tell me the parking attendant's like hanging out in your father-in-law's car, listening to music and fucking shooting up.
That's for sure. The music changes, and so he's like, and I never. He's like, I thought they just sat in my car and listened to music. And I'm like, well, I think they're doing more than listen to music.
I'll say.
Because I'll send you the photo. I'll find the photo. I'll send it to you.
Dude, that's nuts.
I know, right?
That's a crazy story. You never
crazy.
told me that.
It was crazy when it happened.
That is what? How long ago was that? How many years?
It must have been like 2 years ago.
Bro, I'm not shaking your hand anymore.
Well, fuck off.
You're contagious.
I'm not contagious.
It's something.
I'm not.
Something.
I went through a full
hepatitis Q or something like that.
Dude, I got all my blood work done.
I don't blame you.
All negative.
I would have too, bro. That's a wild story.
Fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
I was fucking surprised. And when I first put my finger down there, you know what I thought? I thought there's like upholstery or whatever, like underneath
You're like
the car.
It's just like a staple.
I thought it was like exactly a staple
coming out of the upholstery.
100%.
Dude, the crazy part about it is not only did you poke yourself, but you pulled your hand out of there,
and it was hanging
in your finger.
Yeah. And I pull it up, and Otto's in the back seat, and there's like
a syringe hanging from your finger.
From my finger.
Did he see it?
Yeah, so he goes, "What's that?" Well, at first I was like, "Ow!" And so he's like looking at me like, "That what?"
That's wild.
And buddy. I didn't know, and then I pulled my hand out, and like, there's
a syringe,
fucking
hanging
crazy.
out of your finger.
Yeah.
Dude.
Is that not nuts?
How far from home are you?
Hours.
That's wild. You're like looking at your watch. You're like, how much time do I have?
My last wish is I pull over the first
that's wild, buddy.
I know. We got up at the first service stop so I could have my last meal.
Jesus. Well, fans, let that be a lesson. Do not stick your hand down if you drop something, do not stick your hand down the side of your car seat.
Or yeah, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't do that.
You don't do what?
I don't have that experience. When I drop something down the side of my car seat between my seat and the center console, the carpet is pulled up. So if I drop anything down there, it's gone. It disappears into the chassis of the car somewhere.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the carpet is pulled back.
Why don't you fix it?
Because I can't fit my fucking hand in there, dude.
You have young children.
Oh, so you want them to stick their hand in there?
I want them to fix it so you don't have this problem.
You don't even see it. Like,
but if you drop something, you say it goes into the fucking chassis.
Well, then the moral of the story is don't drop anything.
Or fix the floor.
It's not the floor. It's the side. It's the side of the seat.
Yeah.
In between the seat and the center console.
So you're saying that fixing it is not a reasonable idea?
I can barely get my hand down there.
That's why I said get your kids.
Like child labor?
No, just ask them for a hand. What the fuck are you talking about? Just say, hey, kid, help me. Just like you'd say, help me shovel.
I did recently.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Why would you ask them to help you get something in your car?
Funny you said that.
You know that like, if something goes under the car, you think I'm getting on my knees. I'm like, yo, listen, Noah, come.
Is that what you do?
I don't go, but I'm just like,
no.
I know you get the point. But it's like
yeah.
if I have to reach, I'm like, come on, you got smaller.
Why? Because she's smaller.
Yes, because she's smaller.
Well, just get your ass down and get it yourself.
Okay, sure, but if I have someone around, fuck off.
Anyway, folks,
shovel your own fucking driveway. Why you make your kids do it?
First of all, I bought a snowblower for them, and then I did the walkways with Dominic.
Yes.
I must say though, I canceled the plow guy because my kids are like, we want to make money. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll cancel the plow guy. You guys do the driveway and the walkways. They did the driveway a couple times last year. When they
did a shit job, right?
No, it wasn't bad. Actually, no.
Really?
I have a very large driveway, as you know.
No, but fair. I'm just saying, like children and shoveling are not exactly good matches.
No, they were actually good. And I have a long driveway and a lot of walkways.
Okay.
Around my house, right? Yeah. So it's a lot. It's definitely not a small job. So I said to them, they wanted to make money. I said, fine, I'll cancel the plow guy. I'll pay you guys instead.
Yeah.
This year, when I saw it was going to snow like 12 inches, I was like, my children are going to have fucking heart attacks shoveling my entire driveway with a foot of snow. So I went out and I bought a snowblower.
Why are you making like their life so cushy?
That's not cushy. A snowblower? I mean, it's easier than shoveling a foot of snow, but I wouldn't say cushy.
I mean, I wish I had a snowblower.
We'll go buy one.
That is a solution. Right?
I did. I just did. And they used it for the first time. I got to tell you, it's tremendous.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
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 I watched my neighbor across the street fucking
snowblow
his old goddamn driveway, and I'm on like the third round of shoveling. I was like, I'm going to beat this dude for his
You shoveled that by hand?
I did the math, and we have to do the sidewalk too. I was curious so I did an AI chat GPT thing, and I was like, my driveway fits
square footage.
My driveway fits about like X number of like
cars,
cars.
Yeah. What it come back?
And it snowed like 12 inches.
Yeah.
And
heart attack city, buddy.
And it said I probably shoveled anywhere from like 20 to 25,000 pounds of snow.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun. Listen, I did the walkways and Nancy actually came out and did them too.
Yeah, you know who didn't?
It was a family affair.
You know who didn't come out? Orly.
Your wife? Nancy was out there.
Good for her.
Nancy's a tough cookie.
I'm going to have to talk to my wife about this.
You're going to do that.
No, me, not you.
Oh, I thought you said me. I'm like,
no,
I'm not
I mean, you could also. You could just be like, yo.
I'm going to say hard no there.
Hard no?
Hard no.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
If
you get my back.
Listen, I have
really
your back
that.
when it comes to that shit.
What shit?
Talking to your wife for you?
If you needed me.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Talk to Nancy?
Yeah, you would definitely not. You'd be like, no fucking way, Jamie.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
You wouldn't.
Why not?
You're saying you would now, but you wouldn't in real life.
You don't think I would?
No.
You don't think I'd say, hey, Nancy, listen, next time Jamie is shoveling, why don't you think about giving him a hand?
Yeah, I don't think you'd say that.
I would say that.
No, you wouldn't.
Why not?
Then you wouldn't say it and be serious about it.
I would be serious at first, and then I'd see how she reacts.
And you'd be like, oh, just kidding.
And then I was like, ha.
Half joking.
I mean, I think I would say it, but then I would gauge the response.
Meanwhile, Larry pulled into my driveway when it was snowblowed.
Lenny?
Right? Yeah, Lenny. Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, Larry. So Larry pulled into my driveway, and he said, wow, he's like, driveway looks nice. He's like, did you do it? I'm like, no. I'm like, my kids did it. I'm like, I bought a snowblower. I'm like, I'm paying them. He looks at me. He goes, that's a really good idea. He goes, I'm going to get my kid to do that.
There you go.
I was like, there you go, bud.
So Otto similarly was like, I want to make money.
Right.
And so my brother-in-law was like, tell Otto to come over and shovel.
Perfect.
And Otto was like, but my brother-in-law's driveway, this is funny, is kind of a steep. It's not very big. It's short.
Yeah.
Maybe you can fit like two cars back to back, but it's like a straight downhill.
Right.
And so Otto's like, yeah, just like shovel it to the garage. And I was like, no, dude, you got to shovel that shit up and like out. You can't shovel it down to the garage. He's like, oh. He's like, yeah, tell Tom I'm not doing it.
So he said,
More or less.
sorry, uncle.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need the money.
He's like, no, I'm good.
He's like, yeah.
He's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
He's like, I just bought myself a new stick. I'm good.
Dude, can I? Okay, then we really need to get started. When I was a kid, I wanted to make money, so my parents said I could paint the deck.
Oh,
Listen,
boy.
this is like.
Why do I not know this story?
So I remember I had like rollerblade knee pads that I would put on my knees because I had to paint it like with white stain. Not that the color of the stain has anything.
Did you
to do
have a
with
roller?
It.
I'm assuming.
No, this is the fucking point of the
A
story.
roller on
no,
like a
no.
broom handle?
This is the point of the story. Is that what my parents gave me? There's two layers of stupidity here. Well, first
They gave you a brush.
is my parents, and then second me for like accepting what was given to me. But my parents gave me like buckets of white stain and a fucking brush. Now, like the planks of wood that were on that
said a good
fucking
sized deck.
Yeah, no shit. And so the size of the wood, I'm not like, a lumber guy, but like the width of like the planks that were on there, I think they were bigger than 4 inches. They might have been 6 inches.
So they gave you like the smallest brush ever?
Dude, I might as well. I probably had like a 3 or 4 inch thick like
Brush. Yeah.
And I was literally on my hands and knees painting. And then at some
It's
point,
like a kindergartner's brush.
Dude, it's like,
and they give you like a paint can. They're like, have fun.
I'm not kidding.
See you
man.
in 3 months.
I'm not kidding. And that was like, they might as well, it's like, go cut the front lawn and here's a pair of scissors.
I was just going to say that.
Like that's
it's like cutting the lawn with a pair of scissors.
That's literally what this was.
That's
and I started doing it, and I wanted to like earn the money and do a really good job.
After an hour and a half, you're like, I'm fucking done.
No,
and
I'm
you've
not
done
an
like,
hour and a half,
and
dude.
you've done like 10 square feet.
Dude, I did a few days.
I'm sure you did.
Listen, it was summertime. I wasn't
You're
out
lucky
there
it didn't
all
take
day.
you a couple months.
Dude, I ultimately I bailed. I bailed on the project after a certain point. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then my parents,
why your father didn't give you a roller and take a broom handle and unscrew it from the broom and stick it into the roller and do it with a roller with a long handle?
There's
I mean, that could have taken you like 30 minutes.
Like the stupidity.
The level of stupidity is unbelievable.
Is
yeah,
next level, next level.
Yeah.
On so many accounts. Okay,
anyway,
we need to get going.
Yes.
All right.
We just did Howie's Hockey. Now
Howie's Hockey.
Titan Battle Gear.
Titan Battle Gear.
Titan Battle Gear.
Yeah, 100%. So we want to give a shout out to Titan Battle Gear.
Love
Protective
Titan
base layers built for players who refuse to settle. I think that stands like for sure, considering like the style.
Stuff's
like
awesome.
The level of protection
looks great.
is unreal.
Yeah.
Cover resistant fabric. They got a whole bunch of different like technology woven into it.
Great stuff.
Yeah, they
Looks
really bring
great.
innovation,
Works
protection,
great.
and performance to the rink. So yeah, it's not boring, just all black stuff.
No, they have
it's
great
not
stuff.
flimsy, low cut resistant quality material.
Nope.
It's really like it's the real deal. So that's something that I know that you've got a few base layers in.
100%.
Ours are on the way.
Yeah, Don was. Oh, you guys got? What colors did you guys get?
I wasn't part of the ordering process.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But,
they have a bunch of good ones. They have some really cool
they
colors.
They are going to be coming out with pants.
They are going to be coming out with pants, yep. And we're going to put the link in the show notes for Titan Battle Gear.
Yep.
TitanBattleGear.com/Crazy Hockey Dads.
Yep.
Use Crazy Dads 10 for 10% off on your Titan Battle Gear.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
And now we're kicking off a new partnership. Yep, with Coach Kevin and hockeytraining.com.
Yeah.
So if your kid wants quicker hands, faster feet, or even a stronger stride, like hockeytraining.com is the place.
He's got awesome stuff.
Yeah, he runs legit virtual stick handling classes, off-ice training programs, and speed work that like actually translates to on-ice performance.
Yeah.
Not just for kids, also for adults. They got men's league domination as the program.
Yeah, your
for
favorite.
Adults, my favorite. And so if you're a beer leaguer trying to get in better shape, if you're a youth athlete, collegiate
trying to improve your skills,
you want to do it at home, off the ice.
Awesome workouts.
Check out hockeytraining.com, Coach Kevin.
Yep, Hockey Training HQ is his Instagram.
Yeah, for more information.
Yep.
Yeah,
and you guys going to hear a lot more about Coach Kevin on the pod.
Yeah, and then to round it all out, we got Athletic Performance Insight.
Yeah,
API.
our buddy Eric.
Eric, was just texting with me the other day.
Were you?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so,
dude.
platform that has video analytics.
Yeah,
his company built. He designed, helped build the platform that houses all the analytics.
Impressive
you send
software.
your videos of games to him. They break them down, and then on the back end, you're going to have broken down footage. You can review clips by different like game scenarios. You have stats, team stats, individual stats.
Yep.
Great for youth all the way through college. You can use the whole platform. You can use bits and pieces of it that are make more sense for different age groups. So reach out to Eric. Use the contact form. I know he would be more than happy to give you a tour and demo of the platform, and he'll even tag a game for free.
Mention Crazy Hockey Dads.
Mention Crazy Hockey Dads,
right?
Yep. And so I know
$100 value.
Yeah, season's coming to an end, but start looking at it now for next season.
Yeah, organizations, coaches, absolutely,
you're
managers.
See, how helpful this tool can be.
Yeah, it's good stuff. He's got a really robust platform. It's really good stuff. Yeah, check it out.
All right, so listen, why don't we roll right into?
We should. We've talked for a long time before. Yes. Yeah. Here's Jimmy Dowd, the one and only New Jersey's own Jimmy Dowd, Bricks only, Lake Superior States only, and New Jersey Devils only, Jim Dowd.
Yeah, that's it. We're kicking it over.
Here we go.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. All right, everybody. We are back with another interview. A man that needs no introduction in this state. The guy wins a high school state title at Brick, New Jersey. He goes on to win an NCAA title with Lake Superior and our buddy Ken Martell. And then he gets drafted by his hometown New Jersey Devils and goes on to bring home a Stanley Cup. Jim, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today, man. Thanks so much.
Oh, thanks for having me on, guys. And I'm sure this won't be the last time, but looking forward to some good conversation. It's all about Jersey hockey, baby.
Absolutely. 100%. Love it. So speaking of Jersey hockey, tell us how you started in this game when you were a kid.
Yeah, you had a hockey family? Like parents were into hockey?
Born and boys and raised in Brick, New Jersey. I come from a big family, one of 7 kids. I had a sister that passed away before I was born from spina bifida, 7 years old. But my father was a pro boxer. And his family's originally from Livingston, New Jersey. My mom's from Livingston as well. They married, and he's the youngest of 11, 10 boys, 1 girl. And he was the youngest, and he was Golden Gloves champ and all that kind of stuff. And then he was still fighting at like 44 years old down in Jacksonville, Florida. I wasn't born yet, but Pete, Mike, Kim, Edie, and then my brother Brennan. My brother Brennan was born down in Florida, and my dad was fighting out of there. And that's how he got my 2 oldest brothers into hockey. The old Jacksonville Rockets back in the old Atlantic Coast League way back in the day, like the Slapshot League. And that's where my brothers Pete and Mike started playing. And then he finished fighting down there or whatever. Then he came back up here, and they were, living in upstate New York, Carmel, New York area or whatever. And then, so my oldest brother Pete and my father, they drive down to the shore. This is an amazing story. They drive down to the shore. They get off at the Brick Township exit. They're driving. They see the high school on the right side, and they drive up. Not even a quarter of a mile on the left is a hockey rink, and they're like, "Hey, there's a hockey rink here. Let's move here." And that's why they moved to Brick.
No way.
And
unbelievable story.
They did it?
Yeah, and the Ocean Ice Palace was built in 1962 by Doc Dulett. And that's and then we born and raised in Brick, and the Brick Hockey Club, that's where we started, and it all started with recreation. You know what I mean? I think it was like $15. It was like, 15 weeks, and they would just throw a puck out and you'd just scrimmage. You know what I mean? But it was pretty unique back in the day in Brick. We were fortunate enough for about 7 or 8 years to have 2 rinks. Warren Wolf, who the legendary football coach from Brick, Warren Wolf, he's actually the one that started the hockey program back in the day. And he was a politician. So, he got it started with the Brick High School, and it was free. In Brick High School, I grew up with the perfect time in Brick when it came to sports, you know what I mean, back in the day. So for 1962, the Ocean Ice Palace was built, and then for about 7 or 8 years, Mr. McKeon, who owned All Sports, he was the main money behind the Brick Forum, and our dads literally helped him build that rink for free. The Brick Forum had 1 surface, and then it had a little rink in the back. And it was unbelievable. And that's when the Brick hockey really exploded. And everybody in Brick played hockey. And it was great because back then you had your tryouts in September, but people would come back and bring their old equipment back. And if you needed someone's elbow pads, you took his elbow pads and his shin guards and all that. You just swap stuff and all that. Yeah. And then there was a pro shop there still. You could still buy stuff. And it was just a very unique place. And when I tell you everybody in Brick played hockey, everybody played. Everyone. And then, like I said, Warren Wolf, who's the legendary football coach, started the high school program. And then in 1962, I believe Mr. Coach Oriama, the legendary hockey coach, Coach Oriema, took over. But they had it. It was free to play. Get this, and we got every piece of equipment except for skates for decades and decades and decades. And we practiced every day right after school. You know what I mean? During the hockey season, it wasn't like twice a week. It was every day. And again, everybody played hockey in Brick. And then Brick Memorial came. So then we had two high school teams that were really good. And the Brick Hockey Club was killer, you know, back in the day. And it's still going, you know, strong to this day. It's changed quite a bit, you know, with all the AAA and this and that and how much hockey's grown. But my mom and my sister, actually, the first ones to take me skating in 1971. I was 3 years old at the Ocean Ice Palace.
Wow.
You know. And my mom, you know, she's 94 years old, still going.
God bless.
And she actually started a women's hockey team back in the day, you know, when it was taboo for women to do any of that stuff.
Whoa.
She started a women's hocky team on the down low, and we got great pictures of that and everything.
Oh, that's
so it's
cool.
it's pretty crazy story, you know. But that's how we got into hockey. Like I said, my brothers Pete and Mike, you know, they ended up obviously going to Brick High School, playing hockey, and then about a group of 7 or 8 of them from Brick went up to Nathaniel Hawthorne College and played hockey up there. But again, Brick was just pumping out hockey players forever, like, you know, good players. And it was great, you know, and we had to travel up north because there's no other hockey down there, really.
I played for the Ramapo Saints growing up, where our kids are playing now. And I remember going down there and down the shore, early mornings. Geez, so long ago. And then high school also played down there. But so that's so interesting because unlike, like, you're a little older than me, but even still, like, Jersey, generally speaking, when I was playing, there weren't, like, I was in northern Jersey. There weren't a ton of clubs to, like, choose from. Like, I went to the Saints because it was closest. But, like, for you, like, on the weekends, the travel was considerable for you.
Well, you know what? Back in the day, you know, you had the Cherry Hill Gladiators down Route 70. That's where the Flyers, the Coliseum down there.
Yeah.
You had the Philadelphia Little Flyers, the Rockets up north. But back in the day, there wasn't any AAA, but there was AA, A, and B. And the AA, that was the AYHL. So that was like the AAA now. That was the Rockets up north, the Little Flyers down there. And it was different back then. Now your whole organization has to go AAA. But back then, if we thought we had a good enough team, say at the, you know, Bantam level, we could just put one team in that highest bracket, the AA.
Right.
Everybody else could play, you know what I mean? So
the
other
whole
teams aren't getting crushed.
doesn't need to do it.
It was different. And then, like I said, you had Ramapo Saints, the Essex County Chiefs,
Colonials,
the Colonials, you know, I believe so, but the two big teams, you know, that had, you know, all the money and all that, and, like, you know, the Rockets up north, who were always good. If we ever beat them, we beat them 2-1, maybe 3-2, but they would usually beat us 9-1, 10-2. And the Little Flyers down right outside of Jersey and Philly, same thing. Those were the two best. And they if we ever beat them, we'd beat them 2-1 because our goalies stood on their head. But we normally lose 8-9 nothing or 10-1, 10-2.
Right.
But you know, and then it's great too because those teams, once I started going, they always tried to recruit me. You know, my dad's like, he's not going anywhere. He's, you know, staying right here.
Staying in his backyard.
Yeah. But it's amazing how hockey, and the Ramapo Saints were always good. They were always good. One of the top teams. The Essex County Chiefs, Ramapo Saints, Brick. Yeah. And then you had the Toms River Hockey Club down here.
Sure.
But they never took it to that next level. You know what I mean? So a lot of their best players would leave Toms River after a bit and come to Brick. And then once they outgrew that, then they'd either go up to the Rockets or the Little Flyers.
Yeah.
And Red Bank wasn't around back then.
No, Red
right?
Bank wasn't around. You had the Monmouth Hawks. The Monmouth Hawks were there for a while.
Okay.
And I played with them for 2 or 3 years. I mean, that's a story I'll get into. You know, when everything fell apart at home and my parents got divorced, I went up and lived in Long Branch for a year and played for the Monmouth Hawks for a year. You know what I mean? So and that was a great time too. But yeah, hockey, boy, is hockey growing. And I've been telling people for 35 years now, 35 plus years, there's good hockey players in Jersey. Even back in the day when I went to Lake State in 1987, 88, you know, there was good players, you know, and they just, like I said, back in the day, if you weren't from Minnesota, Massachusetts, Chicago, or Michigan, they didn't even look at you. And I tell kids and parents this, now USA Hockey, they know everybody everywhere, and you just need one coach to like you. That's it. One coach. One coach. And you don't have to go crazy with the AAA thing, you know, squirts, peewees, not even bantams, I don't think, you know. It all depends.
Really? Interesting.
Depends where you're at.
Right.
So so once you know, you had kids and now, you know, you're down in Brick still, right? And that's where your kids were raised. In terms of like your approach to hockey with them, like being a former professional, and like, what did you? What was it like for you with them? Did you pour on the gas to push them? Did you take your cues from them? Like, kind of, what was that dynamic like?
No, so we got married at 28, didn't have kids till 32. So my oldest son played, so I played the NHL until I was 40. So my oldest son, Jimmy Jr., saw me play quite a bit. Anthony, not as much.
Yeah.
And then we bought a place in Point Pleasant Beach. Couldn't get too far from Brick, when Anthony was like 6 months old. So basically, bought a place over here then. And I was with the Blackhawks when Jimmy started playing. It was great because he started Rocky Hockey, it was called. You know what I mean? Out in Chicago, just basically, go out there and tool around. And then my second to last year, the Devils brought me back when I was 39 for a year. And I lived at home.
I saw that.
I lived at home, and Lou gave me a hotel whenever I wanted. And then my last year with the Flyers, it was great. I got to live at home, but I got a hotel I'd stay with the young guy, Scotty Upshaw. So I sort of had the best of both worlds my last year with the Flyers there.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
But with my boys, they just started playing. And then when we got back home here, Red Bank, I knew the owner of Red Bank, Doug Brooks, you know what I mean? And my boys just started playing out of there, you know what I mean? And they didn't play AAA till midgets. Jimmy played Red Bank Generals, Mike scored Pee-wees, Bantams, and then he went, AAA. And then Anthony, same thing, Mike scored Pee-wees, and then his second year Pee-wee, I took him to the Jersey Shore Wildcats at Jersey Shore Arena. When Jimmy went AAA, because it was 10 miles from my house as opposed to 22, Red Bank. So, and then he played his second year Pee-wee and 2 years Bantams. Then we went AAA with him. So, and it was great because, I was their coach and I was at practice. I never missed practice or anything. And it worked out good.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? I sort of shielded them away from all the, craziness of the AAA stuff. And I'm not against it at sports Pee-wees. You don't really need to do it. You know what I mean? If you're with the right people, but
that's right.
And to each his own. Like we had a place in Vermont. We used to go snowboarding every week at Christmas for a week. And we'll never forget those memories. You know what I mean? It was awesome. Once you go AAA, you're not doing that anymore.
Right.
Not easy. That's for
so
sure.
was that intentional in terms of keeping them on AA for as long as they did?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. They were enjoying it. They were having fun.
Yep.
I mean, the Red Bank Generals, we were the best double organization around. You know what I mean? It was unbelievable. AAA teams wouldn't play us. You know what I mean? We beat most AAA teams.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But then there comes a time you got to move on. You know what I mean? It's just a fact's a fact. I probably got away with it an extra year for sure too. But I'll never forget they both went to Bantam AA Nationals, their second Bantam year, and you can't. That's amazing in itself.
Yeah.
Right. I probably did get away with it for that extra year or two, maybe, but it still worked out. I mean,
it did.
Jimmy got a full ride to Penn State.
I was going to say,
a full ride to ASU. You know what I mean?
NCAA hockey.
And
so it didn't hold them back at all.
No,
not even a little bit.
No,
and it's funny, Jim. A lot of the parents that Scott and I come in contact with, they think that you have to play AAA and you can't play AA, or else you'll never go anywhere. And everybody that we talk to on this podcast says the exact opposite. Every single person.
Yeah,
like at a certain point, you definitely have to.
Of
but
course.
I just talked to a friend of mine today. He's going to be a second year Pee-wee, and he's very good. Like he doesn't need to go AAA yet. You know what I mean? It's okay if you do, whatever, but you don't need to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not yet. His best friend's on the team, and he's scoring a ton. Yeah, go back next year for your second Pee-wee, score triple as much, and be with your best friend still.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he doesn't have hair in his armpits yet. You know what I mean? He's a 12-year-old.
Totally.
Right.
And
you never like power skated your kids or had them doing like
they didn't do any spring or summer stuff.
See?
The only thing we did do, I think 2 summers in a row, I took him out to the Notre Dame hockey camp because Jeff Jackson, who was my coach at Lake Superior, my freshman, sophomore, and junior, he was my assistant coach, and my senior year is my head coach.
Right.
And we took him out to that camp because Doug Wade, Jeff Naparella, Rennie Shepton, was like 4 of us that had kids the same age, and we wanted to go hang out together.
So you guys put it together
just for like a week. But no, they played. I mean, listen, they're beach bums too. They love surfing. My boys and my wife would take them to the beach every day. They played lacrosse. They did soccer in the spring, a little baseball, but
sports.
never did legit spring or summer hockey stuff, And even my oldest son with lacrosse, he did lacrosse one year, and then lacrosse is the same as hockey. You got your season, and then you have your other season. in the lacrosse seasons while school's still in. And then he did 1 year of like travel lacrosse, and it went till the freaking end of July. And he's like, "Ma, Dad, what is this? It's summertime. Like, you know what I mean? He wants to go to the beach." So we nixed lacrosse in the summer. Just did it regular season. Like every sport's like that now, you know?
Yeah, it can be year round. 100%.
Yeah, and it all started with soccer. Remember soccer back in the day? That was like the first sport years ago that nobody was doing. They would 12 months out of the year. Soccer's the one that started it. Now every sport, you know?
Yeah. Although it's cheaper than ice hockey, I think.
Yeah, they're all expensive now.
That's true.
And again, like, I'm not against, like, listen, if a kid wants to go to the rink every day or play baseball, go, fine. That's fine too. If the kid wants to do it, so be it. You know, I don't think you need to. I mean, listen, we all know for every one Tiger Woods, the way he did it, there's a million out there that can't stand their mom and dad. I mean, that's a fact.
Doubt.
100%.
No doubt.
We've talked about that on this podcast.
Yeah, you know what I
They're
mean?
the outliers. You don't hear about the other people.
The ones that can't stand their mom and dad.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
like you don't just go to Instagram and see all like the family fails of kids that were pushed too hard, too fast, too early.
And the thing is, you just got, whatever it is, you just got to be really good. You just got to be really good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah,
so speaking of like get a really good wit, and I'm jumping around a little bit. Sorry, James. But,
I think you're going to ask the same question.
Well, when you were going through it all, at what point did you realize that you had like potential to like go to like the highest levels? Was that something you figured out early on, or was it? You know
what? I just remember like it was all sports all the time in our house. You know what I mean? And my oldest brother, Pete, always had a bucket of pucks. We lived in a bunch of different houses in brick. You know, we lived in brick. We lived in a bunch of different houses. But we always had a bucket of pucks and all that. I would shoot pucks all the time. You know, and then it really started for me in 8th grade. So 7th grade, my parents split up. I go live in Long Branch with my mom and my little brother. My dad goes to Toronto for a year. And then my dad came back for 8th grade. We came back with my dad back to brick. And then I'll never forget, we were living in Lake Riviera, Wisteria Drive. The people, they love that, you know. And I used to ride my bike to the Ice Palace after school. Just my gloves, my stick, my skates, and my stick. And in a helmet, and the lady who was running the front desk, she wasn't one of the owners. There would be nobody on the ice. And it turns out now her son's my best friend, right? Mrs. Patty Cooper. I got to give a shout out to her. Because I would show up to that rink by myself after school, like 3 o'clock, and she would let me skate for free. And I would have a bucket of pucks and just get out there skating around, sometimes for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. Because there'd be, it wasn't like it is nowadays. The ice was empty. Yeah, the ice was empty. And I would just go every day. And then I'd bring my little brother. Next thing you know, then I'd tell other couple kids about it. But I became a rink rat. And that's when it started. But I would literally shoot pucks every day because I had nothing else to do. I didn't have any video games. We didn't have any money for that. You know what I mean? I think I got Atari when I was in like 9th or 10th grade or something, but like that was like a stretch. So, but I used to shoot pucks all the time, all day, every day, and then just became a rink rat in 8th grade. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking every day. I would just get my stuff from after school, ride over to the Ice Palace.
And that's what you did. And so it was kind of like during those years where like you were starting to stand out amongst your peers.
Yeah, like every year, and I try to tell people this. Like I grew up, like again, back in the day, there was the AA, A, and B. And Brick Hockey Club was mostly, A and B. Every once in a while, we thought we had a good enough. But my first year Mite, I played Mite B. Then I played Mite A. My first year Squirt B. Then Squirt A. My Pee-wees, I got cut from the A team. I played Pee-wee B the first year, then Pee-wee A. Then even in Bantams, my first year Bantam, I got cut, and I played Bantam B. And then the second, but I was still always probably the best one on the team. But, it was just how it worked. And then it really was my freshman year, Brick High School, had a really good year. And then my sophomore year, that's when I broke all the records, and all that. And then Jim Plunkett, I got to give Jim credit to Mr. Plunkett. Not Jim Plunkett, I call him Mr. Plunkett. He was our travel coach, you know what I mean? And he was heavy duty in USA Hockey, one of the first guys to help kids back in the day from our district. And they used to have those national camps and regional camps. And he got a bunch of us from Brick out to the regional camp in Colorado, and opened our eyes to hey, there's more hockey out there, than New Jersey. And then my junior year of high school, I just, after I broke all the records and all that, everyone's all over me to go here and there, prep school and all that. I never left, never went anywhere. And then my junior year in high school, back in the day, it used to be the Chicago Showcase in Chicago in the springtime. And that was like the best showcase in the country in the spring.
Talent,
And New Jersey, for the first year, was putting a team together. So I tried out for that. And I made that, went out there and dominated. And that's where Lake State first saw me. Bob Mancini. He was at Lake State when he first saw me. But then he left and went to Ferris.
He went to Ferris.
Yep. And but they're all like, who's this kid from Brick, New Jersey, whatever. And then, so I play in that. And then I'll never forget a kid. Oh, man, I wish I remembered his name and I got a great memory. But he went to prep school, but he was a Jersey kid. He calls me up after that. He's like, hey, Jim, you should try out for this hockey night in Boston. They're putting a Mid-Atlantic team together, for the first time ever. And it's, New Jersey, parts of Pennsylvania, parts of New York. I said, what is it? He goes, it's a tournament up in Boston. It's the whole month. It's like the Chicago Showcase, but on steroids. It's hockey night in Boston. It's the best one where every NHL team, pro, college, this and that. I go, all right, give me the guy's number. I'll never forget. I called Tim Toomey up. He's the guy that ran it. I'll never forget this. I called him up. Hey, Mr. Toomey, it's Jim Dowd. How you doing? I want to try out for a Mid-Atlantic team. All right, what position? I said forward. He goes, there's no more forward spots. I paused for a second. I was like,
I'll play D.
No, I was like, all right. I just want to try out. Yeah, I'll try out for D. No problem, whatever. So it signs, I can sign up or whatever. And it was at Total Ice World. That's where the tryouts were.
Yeah.
So I go up to Total Ice World. I check in and I played forward the whole time. You know what I mean? And I made that team. Right. And that tournament, I finished in top 10 scoring. So that tournament was the whole month of August, and it was every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Went up there and played games. It was amazing. It was the best one in the U.S. And I went up there and finished top 10 scoring with Jeremy Roenick, Steve Hines, Sean McEachran, David Emma, Marty McGinnis, all these guys.
Big names, yeah.
And I finished in top 10 in scoring, but still, I got letters from everybody, but no one called me. And then Lake State, they took a chance on me.
When you say no one calls, you're talking about like colleges? No one was calling?
I got letters.
No
I got
shit.
letters. I got
like
letters in the mail.
Yeah.
But nobody, no visits, no nothing. I didn't even know how it worked anyway.
Yeah,
but I got all these letters, but no one called me and no one set for a visit.
Right.
And Frank Anzalone, that's why I said one person could change your life forever. Frank Anzalone was the one who built Lake State into a national powerhouse. So he was the head coach. Jeff Jackson was the assistant, and Jim Armstrong was the other one. And he always wanted a kid from out here, but anybody that was any good would go to, BC, BU, Northeastern, all that. Yeah, and there wasn't anybody really coming out of New Jersey at the time anyway.
Right.
And he freaking took a chance on me. You know what I mean?
That's sick.
He took a chance on me.
So when you got there, what was it like your freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year there?
Oh, my recruiting visit there, I went up.
Everything.
I flew from Newark to Detroit, and it was a huge snowstorm, and then you got to get on a 6-seater to fly up from Detroit to the Sioux.
Those puddle jumpers.
I get up there. There's a huge snowstorm. It's huge snowstorm. It's freezing. But I'm this kid out of Brick, New Jersey, I'm like, and then I roomed with the captains there, and like when I found out you got free sticks, I'm like, oh man, I'm coming here. But I loved it, man. It was it was amazing, man. Like and I had I was just a kid from Brick playing hockey and baseball, trying to stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? I know direction. There was no advisors, agents, any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Right. And end up going there. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I loved every second of Lake State. And I tell parents all the time, you just need one coach to like you and give you a chance.
That's it.
And the rest is history. And I love that place. So then my senior year, I commit to them. I signed my letter of intent. And there's another great story. You'll love this one. So the NHL draft's coming around. I'm not even paying attention. I get a call from my college coach, Jim. Your Coach Ansley, he goes, yeah, you're probably going to get drafted, in the draft today. I'm like, what?
And you had no idea that was coming?
No.
So I'm like, so you weren't even thinking this?
You had no clue?
And there's, I'm getting ready to go to a party, right? So there's 12 rounds back then. And I never told anybody this till after the fact. So there's 12 rounds and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? All right. If I do get drafted, the only team I didn't want to get drafted by was the New Jersey Devils. No, the New Jersey Devils, because I thought it would have been a charity pick. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll never forget. 5 o'clock rolls around. There's no cell phones, nothing. I'm still at my house, and the Devils called. Marshall Johnson called the house. And it was a phone call for me. I get on the call, and it's Marshall Johnson. So Jim, you know what I mean? Hey, Marshall, it's Marshall Johnson, New Jersey Devils, who just drafted you. I'm like, oh, wow. 8th round. So I'm a positive guy right off the bat. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, great. Okay, at least it's not the 12th round. So maybe it isn't a charity pick. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was my way of thinking.
So you got excited now.
Got drafted in the 8th round.
Hometown
and, it was unbelievable. Yeah.
That must have been Oh my God, you're coming home. You're to play pro hockey.
No,
So
and then I end up, and then I go to Lake State, and they actually tried to get me to sign after my junior year, sign pro, but it took me less than 10 seconds. I'm like, I loved every second of college. I wanted to go back. I wanted to graduate. I did everything I could, but I wanted to try to win another national championship. So I go back for my senior year. We look it up. We went 28 straight games without a loss. We were number one all year. And we got upset in the quarterfinals to go to the final Frozen Four.
By who?
But anyway, so I end up going back, having a great year. We get upset, no big deal. I graduate, ended up signing for more money anyway, and still started in the minors because, it all worked out. And ended up playing 17 years still, But
who'd you guys lose to your senior year in the?
We lost to Clarkson, and it was at Lake State. It was best 2 out of 3. They won the first night, we won the second night, and then the third night we lost 4-3, and we were in the box the whole night. And the refs were from out east, and they took them over an hour to get out of the rink.
Oh, I could only imagine. Their own safety.
But like I said, I hit brick at the perfect time. Hockey was booming growing up when I played there. And again, the Brick Hockey Club's still going strong.
Yeah.
And then Brick High School, the right time, and Lake State, the perfect timing. You know what I mean? Couldn't ask for my 4 years there. We surprised everybody my freshman year, but we were ranked. I think the worst we were ranked was 4th my 4 years there. We took the country by storm.
Unbelievable. So who else was on that team? Like, you still keep in touch with any of those teammates?
Well, yeah.
Kenny Martell, right?
Kenny Martell.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
So I was a freshman. He was a junior. But we were just a bunch of guys, and that's how you do it. And look what Indiana did in football, right?
Yep.
It can be done. So the first blue chip recruit we ever got was my junior year, was Doug Waite. Normally, guys like Doug Waite would go to Michigan or Michigan State.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Where was he from? Was he
He's from Michigan.
Kid? Oh, yeah.
He's from Michigan.
And he went to Lake State. Wow.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like he was the first blue chip recruit we ever got.
Yeah,
you know
that left Michigan. Yeah.
Normally, they brought me out there. They didn't know I'd be that good. Mike DeCarl and Ken Martell from California didn't know they'd be that good. But it was like David versus Goliath. We were all like second tier players that turned into really, really good players. And as a team, we just
gelled.
It was awesome. Yeah,
and it worked.
Yeah, yep. It was just a mindset. They created a culture up there. It was awesome.
Was that the first NCAA championship for Lake State?
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah, yep. They have 2 NAIA championships back in the 70s, and then they won 2 after me.
Okay.
They got 3. Unbelievable what they did up there.
Yeah. Do you ever go back out there? There's still.
I've been up there twice. One for a reunion, and one when I got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Very cool.
Oh, it's so cool.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
Cool. Lakers. Yep.
So then when your hockey journey continues, like the transitions going from obviously high school to college, playing D1, winning a national championship, then going pro, like were these just massive transitions for you, or did they come pretty easily?
No, you know what's funny? Like I went right from my senior year of high school to Lake State. Like people can't believe it. Like it's unheard of. Like it's
right. You're like a true freshman.
It hasn't been done since. Yeah. And I had no problem with the skating, and I had no problem with the physicality. But you know what? The 2 things were everybody passed the puck hard, hard, and the goalies were way better. I'm used to in New Jersey, my senior year, just coming down, deking, backhand, sliding it in on the ice, down, deke, backhand, slide it in. And I think it was my first 12 games. I didn't score a goal, I think, till my 12th game, but I was getting breakaways and chances.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn to make your move, a little further out. You know what I mean? I was getting in too because the goalies were so much better. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So that, and everyone passed the puck so hard. You know what I mean?
Those were the 2 things that stood out to you.
2 biggest things. But again, the skating, the physicality. Oh, I got another great stuff. So my freshman year, I get fitted for skates. We're getting fitted, right? First time ever getting professionally fitted. And the Bauer rep's like, "What size skate do you have right now?" I said 9.5. He's like, "What?"
He measured you at like a 12 or something like that?
I said, yeah, 9.5. I go, my shoes at 10.5. So I was always told, I guess, just get a 1 size lower, 9.5. I was wearing the wrong size skates my whole life. I got measured. He goes, "You should be wearing an 8.25 CAA."
Oh, you were wearing too big of a skate.
Too big of a skate. Like a size and a half too big my whole life. People love that story.
That's
I wonder if you became like a really good skater with that. kind of like the Hudsons do with untying all the laces and they skate with like a loose boot, right? Yep. I wonder if that's what made you what you.
But how crazy is this though? I didn't even know what a 5-hole was till I went to college. No one told me what a 5-hole was. Listen, so my freshman year, turns out to be one of my best friends, Tim Breslin, and my roommate my freshman year was Brandon Reed, our third string goalie. At the end of every practice, we used to stay on and do a showdown. You know, we'd get 3 shots each, and whoever won, if he saved X amount or if we scored, whatever, got to keep the puck for that week or whatever. And then Tim Breslin was from Chicago, played in Dubuque in the USHL. He'd come down, he's a lefty. He'd come down, make this little move and a little dink thing, and he'd put it right in between his pads. And then I'm like, what is that? Because what are you talking about? I go, a little move you do, man. Like every time it works, you know, you're putting it right between his, you know, right here. He goes, that's the 5-hole move. I'm like, what? It's a 5-hole. That's how I learned what a 5-hole was. Like, so my boys knew what a 5-hole was when they were like 3 years old.
Totally, the first lesson learned.
I mean, I get a full ride to Division I college. I get drafted to the NHL. I don't even know what a 5-hole is yet.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, and these people are all worried about playing AAA at freaking 10 years old.
Exactly. Exactly right. Thank you. That's
too
perfect.
funny.
And then sorry, so then you get drafted by the Devils. You go play up in Utica. Is that where you guys were?
Yeah.
First?
So then wacky thing too, like the Olympic team was rolling around. I had a legit chance to make that. I didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't do well at the their camps in the summer or whatever. You know. And then I signed pro. I signed a 3-year deal with an option. Signed a really nice ticket coming out of college. Signed pro. Go to my first camp. And Lou Lamoriello, there was about 8 or 9 of us that panned out from the 87, 88, 89 draft that were from college, juniors in Europe. So Lou Lamoriello brings in Herb Brooks to be our coach in Utica, New York. No assistants, no nothing, just Herb Brooks.
That's
right?
awesome.
So I'm thinking, all right, man, I'm getting sent down. No big deal. I'm going to play for Herb Brooks. So he was the best, man. He was it was great. So I go down there. You know, I got 1 game up my first year. I was leading scorer down in Utica. You know, my second year pro, I had another really good training camp, got sent down. Then Herb Brooks moved up to the NHL. Robert Fattora came in and coached in Utica. Same thing. I got 1 game up my second year and leading scorer down there again. But then my third year up, that's when, you know, when you're doing stuff in life and you think you're ready, but you're really not. But then when you know you're ready, my third year, I came into camp and I knew I was ready. I had a great camp. But still, here's another thing, how you just, 1 game, 1 person, 1 thing can literally change your life. So my third year pro, I'm in there, and you know how they say, don't read into the lines when they put the lines up on the board and there's freaking 8 lines and you're like on the bottom line. Don't read into it. You're not on the 8th line, right? Or don't read into it. You're not on the 4th line, right? You know, guys are always reading into it. So I made through some cuts. And back then, training camp was like a month long. They played like 10 exhibition games or 11 exhibition games. Okay. And we're like 6 games into the exhibitions. I still haven't played, but I'm still up in camp.
Right.
They post the lines. I'm like, oh, man, dude, I'm on like the 8th line. There's 8 lines left. But then they decided to put me, Ben Hankinson, and Brian Sullivan together, right, on a line against the Rangers in an exhibition. It's like the 7th exhibition game of the year. And we're all supposed to get sent down right after that game or the next morning. I had a freaking great game in the Garden preseason. They kept me up the whole rest of camp, and I played great. And then the last day, right before the season started, I was getting sent down. And I'm sitting there. I'm in the office with Jacques Lemaire, Larry Robinson, Lou Lamoriello, and I was just having my say. I'm like, guys, man, I know I'm ready to play. Like, I don't think I'm ready. I know I'm ready. You know, and we're going back and forth a little bit. I'm like, listen, you don't have to worry about me going down with a bad attitude, but guys, man, like, I'm ready. Yeah. I know I'm ready. You know what I mean? We're sort of going back and forth. And Jacques, who I'm like this with, you know what I mean? Like, he coached me for, 7 or 8 years. He finally says, Jimmy, he had enough of me, like, saying I'm ready. I'm like, this is bullshit, basically. He's like, Jimmy, hold on. He goes, me and Larry, we can play in exhibition games. So the point was, like, it's exhibition. There's a whole nother step up to the regular season NHL. But like, it was pretty funny that he said that to me. He's like, Jimmy, me and Larry, we could play exhibition games right now. Whatever. So I'm like, guys, I get it. I'm just letting you know I'm pissed off and I'm ready to go, but I'm not going to go down with a bad attitude. So I get sent down. And that was my third year. So we're in Albany, right? And a little trivia question. You know, who scored the first ever Albany River-Rat goal? See? So I go.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I figured I should say. Gotta be right.
I go down. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go down and just rip it up. Like, that's what you got to do. Yeah. I go down. I tear it up. Have a great start to the season. I get called up. I score in my first game up that year in Quebec against the Nordiques. You know, it was awesome. Great feeling. And I'm up for a little bit because they had a couple guys hurt, but then I got sent back down. So I'm like, man, okay, just got to keep going. You know what I mean?
Just keep
and
grinding.
then this is a great story that you guys will appreciate. So it's me, Kevin Dean, Ben Hankinson, and Mike Bondarchuk living together in Albany. So we're out one night, you know, you were out all night, obviously, whatever. And there's no cell phones back then, but we had a house phone, and we all had our separate bedrooms in a ranch, right?
Right.
The phone starts ringing at like 5:30 in the morning. It rang. It must have rang for almost 2 straight hours. Nobody was getting it. Nobody was getting it. Finally, it was closest to my room. I get up
And you grabbed
and I
it?
answer the phone, and it's Robbie Fatorik. He's our head coach. He's like, Jimmy, where the are you? What are you doing? Because you're getting called up.
No.
So I get
Oh
up,
my
I get up,
goodness.
I get called up. I fly down to Pittsburgh. So here's the story about this. Another thing, how you just got to be ready and at the right place at the right time. John Weisbrod was the GM in Albany, and Bernie Nichols' son had passed away. So Bernie had to fly out to California for the funeral, and they needed someone to fly into Pittsburgh, or just a body. And Lou Lamoriello wanted David Emma. But John Weisbrod, the GM down there, said, no, take Dowd. He's playing the best right now. Like, you got to take. He was fighting, arguing with Lou. Lou said, F it. You know what I mean? He says, like, fuck it. Just send Dowd. He's not playing anyway. He's just coming down for one day and going back. That was 93, 94. I fly down to Pittsburgh. I have it's a morning skate. I had the best morning skate. Like, everything just clicked, right?
Tore it up.
And morning skate. I didn't play that night. They lost to the Penguins. And remember, that year, the Devils had not lost more than 2 games in a row once all year.
Right.
They end up losing that night, and Jock was so pissed, and they were playing Pittsburgh back-to-back. That was in Pittsburgh. The next night, they were playing in Jersey. He was so pissed that he kept me up and kept me in, and I had a goal and an assist the next night and never went down.
Really?
Unbelievable.
Bro, like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, can't you make this stuff up?
That's
Unbelievable.
unbelievable. So he just said, bring him over because he's going to go down anyway.
That was their 3rd loss in a row, and that hadn't happened all year, and he's trying to shake something up. So he said, just let's put Dowd in. I play that next night in Jersey, have a goal and 3 assists.
And
you know, and I stepped the whole rest of the year.
Was that the year that the Devils lost to the Rangers?
Lost to the Rangers in the conference finals.
That was 94, right?
Yeah,
right,
93, 94.
Right.
So pretty wild, you know?
That's unbelievable.
So that was your first year up, was that year?
Yeah, mainly. Yeah. That was my official rookie year.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep.
So like during that time when you're getting sniffs, you're going to camp, you get a game up here, a game up there. Like what's it like? I mean, you seem like a super positive guy, and you're just like, a glass is half full. Like this whole time, is it wearing on you at all? Like, are you thinking like this might not work out, or like you're just like, I'm gonna make this happen, hell or high water?
Yeah, you're just playing, and you just. And that's when it goes back to you just got to play hockey because you love it. And I'm trying to educate as many parents as I can. The higher you go up, the more of a business it is, and the more BS that's involved. And there's going to be stuff that you're not going to understand. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget, Marshall Johnson told us when we were first years in Utica, there's going to be things you don't understand. You just focus on playing hockey when your name is called. He used to drill that into our head. Marshall Johnson was our director of player personnel. And he used to tell us, guys, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be things that you're not going to understand. Like, like guys getting called up before you that you're playing way better, but you're on a 3-year deal. He's got 2 years. They got to see if he can play before they're going to use him or get rid of him. And you don't understand that. You're just like, what the F, man? I'm playing better than this kid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then, it's just a matter of just playing hockey because you love it. That's all.
And if your mindset's not dialed in and you don't understand that part of the business, that could really wear on you.
Yeah. Oh, well, you kidding me?
Right?
I've seen guys. There's so many guys that are 22, 23 years old. They're not on the top 6 anymore. They're top 4, and they're freaking done playing. Right. I mean, listen, I was a scorer my whole life. The Devils used to call me up just for the power play, and then I get up and I had to find my way, and then I had to retool my game. You know what I mean? But I ended up playing the freaking NHL till I was 4 years old because I could take face-offs and kill penalties, and I could move up and down the lineup. Like, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't bitch or complain if I was on the 3rd or 4th line. I just loved playing hockey and wanted to try to win. That's it.
No matter what. And
no matter what. You know what I mean?
Any way you possibly could.
Yeah.
Right.
And people have no idea. They have no idea how good those guys are that are up here. They have no idea how good Yzerman and Joe Sakic and these guys are. Yeah. They're first, the guys that you don't have to think about that are in the Hall of Fame. They're no one's even close to them. And then you have guys that were all-stars in their career for 3 years, 5. They're not even close to those guys. And then I fit into that third section in NHL wise. You know what I mean?
But yeah, and you had you had a 18-year career,
17 years, career? Parts of 17 seasons. Yeah.
I mean, how many people can say they played 17, 18 years in the NHL? I mean, that's. I mean, so what do you think was the things that kept you in the show? Was it your mindset?
I didn't want to do anything else. I didn't want to do anything else.
That's the answer.
There you go. I didn't have a plan B.
There wasn't a plan B.
No, there wasn't a plan B. I'm playing hockey.
Right. Period. End of story.
I'm play as long as I can. I mean, but no, don't get me wrong. I've been through ups and downs and mentally everything. You know what I mean? It's it's not easy, and then you got to surround yourself with good guys down there and all that. The minors will eat you up. It'll eat you up on the ice. It'll eat you up off the ice. You know what I mean? Pro hockey, pro in the ice, it could be very lonely. If if you're not married down there or whatever, you can get into trouble real quick, real easy. Right. And again, Robert Fatorik, he used to sit and tell me. I remember one time we're coming home from Rochester back to Utica, and he calls me up to the front of the bus. This is my second year pro. Calls me up to the front. Goes, Jimmy. And Robert Fatorik's great. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what? Because he knew we like to have our fun or whatever and all that. He goes, you understand that three good weeks can change your life forever? I'm like, huh? What? He goes, 3 good weeks down here can set yourself up forever. Meaning you have 3 good weeks, because when you're in the minors, every other NHL team is watching you. And now that I'm done playing, I know how it all works. Like every team, there's 30 whatever, 2 teams in the league now. All other 31 teams are watching guys on every team. He goes, you have 3 good weeks. The right scout sees you, you know what I mean? You're going to get your chance. So basically quit messing around and just, take it, a little more serious.
Was that was it like, in some ways it sounds like even more stressful, like if you're in the minors just trying to make your way up. I mean, listen, of course, once you get there to the top level or whatever it is, like it's one thing to get there, it's another thing to stay there. But like if every night you're like, you feel like you're going out there like fighting for maybe that call up against everyone else around you. I mean, was it a different like mindset going into those games than it was playing?
But for me personally, and there were guys that all they cared about was themselves and getting their points and trying to get up that way. For me, I just, I grew up in a team environment. Like brick hockey was all about brick pride and just the team. Brick high school was the team. Lake State was all about the team. So
not the individual.
I just was like, let's go try to win a championship. You know what I mean? Like that's it. You know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer. And then this is another thing. When you're in the minors, if you start winning, if your team wins 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row, all the teams are definitely like, hey, what are they doing here? These kids are winning. Everybody wants a winner too. I mean, listen, the guys on the last place team still get full rides to colleges. They still make the NHL and all that. But my whole mindset was just like, hey, I love being on a team and I love winning. You know what I mean? And that was it.
Do you think that that's one of the reasons why that 95 Devils team won that Stanley Cup that year? Because the team you played had some legit. That Red Wings team had some legit play. I mean, Coffey was on that team. They had some monsters on that team. Right, there were some monsters on that team.
Fetisov,
that's what I mean. I mean, you're talking like monsters, and you guys were just a bunch of really good hockey players that probably had more of a team dynamic than they did, right?
Yeah, Johnny Mac talked about it the other night at his Ring of Honor thing. He talked about that. But if you think about that team, listen. We might not have had a Steve Yzerman. We might not have had a Lidstrom, but listen, we had Marty Brodeur. We had Marty Brodeur.
Scott
the best goalie of all time. We had Scott Stevens. You know what I mean? No one gives. We had Scott Niedermayer.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Listen, we had Claude Lemieux. We had Stefan Richer, who's unbelievable. We had Johnny Mack.
Right.
You know what I mean? We had Bill Guerin. No, Shanny wasn't on those teams.
Oh, he wasn't there.
He was gone already.
Oh, he was.
I mean, we had legit players that were, I mean, that was a sick team. And we had the team concept because Lemaire came in and it was all about team. That's it. Right. Oh, we had a bonus structure there that was insane. And that's another thing. Lou he didn't put any individual bonuses, but we would get,
they were team bonuses.
If we win the game and we get a shutout, each player gets $1,000 bonus. Listen to this. We win a game. We only give up 1 goal. Each player gets a $750 bonus. We win a game and give up 2 goals. Each player gets a $500 bonus. And it would add up.
Isn't that interesting?
Those couple years, we weren't even spending our freaking our paychecks. our bonuses were insane.
And then
what a you win. Hold on, you win 2 games in a row. It's a $250 bonus. 3 games in a row, 500. 4 in a row, 750. 5 in a row, 1,000. On top of the 0 goals, 1 or 2. It was insane.
That's very smart.
So there's 8 minutes left in the game, and we're winning 2-0.
You guys are cranking.
We want that $1,000, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Let me ask you a question.
But that's the genius of Lou. That's the genius of Lou.
100%.
No individual bonuses, team bonuses. And then the NHL, I think they took that out. The collective bargaining, or the owners took that out.
That's too bad. I like that structure more so than the individual crap.
Oh, the individual one. Think about it. Guys they got freaking bonuses for 20 goals or whatever. I'm just using that number as an example. 20 assists or plus minus. They're jumping on the ice trying to get the plus and all that crap. You know,
exactly.
Crazy. No, I literally had a guy that I played with. I'm not going to say any names, but I was leading the team in plus minus. I was playing out west, one of the teams, and he had a bonus for plus minus, and I was like 2 ahead of him, you know. And he's like, "Yeah, Jimmy." And I'm like, "Frick, man, I got one too."
That's awesome. So Jim, now you do a lot of stuff with mindset, right? With younger players.
So I do nutrition and performance mindset coach of youth athletes. My nutrition's for everybody, but my best friend's a founder and chairman. Launched a company. This May 1st to be 12 years. Right. It's all done online. You know what I mean? So if anyone, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, just my email, Jim Dowd, jimdowd@me.com. Is that what is that? jimdowd@me.com. That's my email address. Yeah.
I think it's
my
Jim
performance
Dowd
ID, right? No, don't need more about that. But but if they want to know about the nutrition, just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, or whatever it's called now, all that, or my email address is jimdowd@me.com. And then my performance mindset coaching, it's just jimdowd.com. It's amazing. I got into that a few years ago. Mike Hartman, ex-New York Ranger, played 9 years in the NHL, got me into it a few years ago. It's amazing. I love it. It's all one-on-one. I don't do group stuff. I got some NHL teams, colleges want me to do stuff, but I did it for, I found a niche. These kids are all so freaking skilled now. They can all skate, pass, shoot. Like, let's get one thing straight. There's no more Tim Kerrs. There's no more Dave Antwichucks in the NHL, really. Everybody can skate and fly around. Yeah. But the 2 biggest things they're missing is the nutrition and the mindset. You know what I mean? And that's where I help kids, and I could add some serious value. And I love doing it. I love it.
As far as like with your own kids, was this stuff that you were like, that you were doing with them, like focusing on nutrition and mindset? Was that?
Yeah, my wife, she loves to cook and all that, and she's really into all this stuff. So I mean, the whole nutrition thing, how we got into that it's a whole nother story. So when I do my presentations for my nutrition, everybody wants me to tell hockey stories, because I'm Jim Dowd, the hockey player. And I'm like, yeah, I have no problem, because this is why I'm so passionate about nutrition. I say to people, listen, the easy part, I grew up in Brick, New Jersey. I was the best player in Brick, best travel player in Brick, high school player. I went to Lake State. One of the best players in the country. I signed pro. I was the best in the minor leagues. Like, I kept inching my way. I kept progressing. So I got up to the NHL, signed 2 nice contracts, won a Stanley Cup, was on top of the world. I say the easy part is getting to the NHL. The people pause. I'm like, the hard part was staying there. I mean, would you guys not agree? Anybody can get to the top of their profession for one day. Once you're there, the hard part is staying there. Right. And again, for me, I had signed 2 nice contracts, won a Stanley Cup, was on top of the world. We're 27 years old. My wife and I, we didn't have kids yet. I got sent back to the minors at 27 years old. And we were playing in Hamilton, Ontario. We're about a month, and I was on my last year of my NHL deal, but money didn't matter because I'm out of the league. And when you get sent back to the minors in the NHL, Major League Baseball at 27, you're not getting back. You're done. NFL, right? NBA, there is no minor leagues.
No.
So I had all these teams from Europe calling us. We could have went there and made great money, but I said to my wife, I said, honey, listen, we're only 27. Let's give it one more year. If we don't make it back to the NHL, we'll only be 28. Then we'll go to Europe as long as we can and, try to save money or whatever. She had no problem. And I said to her, I'm like, I don't know how we're getting back to the NHL, but we're getting back. We're about a month and a half into that season. I have a serious problem with my neck. C4, C5. I don't even want to get into socialized medicine in Canada because it's terrible. They told me the doctors told me I'd never play hockey again. Finally found a guy in the U.S. He laughed at that. You know what I mean?
Sounds about right.
So that was the first thing. So I'm early in the season, I'm out for like over a month and a half. I'm out. And then my wife and I were my wife does all this research. So she wanted to try to get as healthy as could be to start trying to have kids. And it's funny how, when my dad got divorced, he lived in Toronto for a year, and a guy that he became really close with, he was from the Toronto area, right where we were playing in Hamilton, and we reconnected with him, my wife and I, and his girlfriend told my wife about this holistic doctor. We're like, what? Dr. James Diadam will eat right for your blood type. He had an office in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, but he also had one in Toronto, which was 45 minutes east of us. I said, Lee, let's do it. I'll try anything. I go, like I said, I don't know how we're getting back, but we're getting back. Right. So I call him up, try to make an appointment. Like, okay, no problem, Mr. Dowd. That'll be 3-month wait. I'm like, what? I go, okay, just put my wife and I in. But if there's any cancellations, we're in. You know how God works, right? 3 days later, it's a cancellation. Right. We go right down. He does the whole iridology, this and that. I did it cold turkey. I went in 30 days. I went from 192 pounds down to 182. I was quicker, stronger, faster. I cut out all the BS, got into the whole organic, all natural living and supplements and all that. And this is leading into my boys, But thank God for my wife. She's one of them basically saved my career because she loved to cook. She was into all this stuff. And then I finished the season out there. It gets better, guys. I finished the season out. Edmonton wants to bring me to camp the next year. So that summer, I got up at 5:30 every morning. I got a trainer for the first time in my life. I went to the gym from 6 to 7:30, didn't talk to anybody, 5 days a week, right? And then I'm playing, I'm going to training camp with Edmonton. I got to make the team to get a contract or whatever. It's July 31st of that summer. I'm at my brother's for a barbecue. We're playing freaking pickup basketball. Drinking beer pickup. I go up for a shot. I come down and roll my ankle. This is July 31st.
Oh, shit.
I roll my ankle. It blows up. I can't walk. I go down to Temple the next day. The whole month of August. Couldn't go on the ice once. I had to sit with my foot up. I couldn't work out. Couldn't do anything.
Shit.
I go to training camp with the Oilers, only skating twice. But I go there. And I just got so mentally ready. I made the team, had a great year, and then the rest is history. I spent the next 12 straight years without a day in the minors.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And going back, my boys, thank God for my wife. Like I said, from day one, she was always into this nutrition stuff and all that. And it definitely helped my boys, But I got so many stories like that. It just doesn't even make sense.
And the mental side of that, going down and having to battle back. I mean, that's not...
My ankle, when I told you, I couldn't work out once.
Yeah.
For 5 weeks and go into training camp, and I got to make the team.
How many other people would have just folded the tent and said, you know what, we're done. We played a couple of years. Thank you very much. And let's go do something else, right?
And I look back at some of the guys that I played with when I was in the minors and they were going through some of the same stuff that turned around to have some great careers. Like, it can be done, man. When you button down the hatches and focus, and you have a vision and you want to do something that's realistic, you can do it. You just got to blank out all the noise and try to be in the moment. And I had a tough time with that. Some living in the past or thinking too far in the future. And that's a whole thing I do with my kids that do my program is try your best to be in box 2, which is the present.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing every day in life that we all go through, I believe.
That's for sure.
100%. So when you went back down to the minors, was you had mentioned some neck injuries? Was it like overall fitness that was kind of preventing you from being at your?
I had a pinched nerve. And then it turned out to be my C4, C5 was crushed, and these doctors in freaking Canada are telling me I'm never going to play hockey again. Finally, my agent, we found one in Rochester, New York, and he laughed. He goes, listen, everybody's got it, C4, C5 degeneration, in the disc.
Right.
He goes, hockey players, football players, boxers, they get it the most. Everybody's sort of got it to an extent.
Because the contact?
Jimmy, he goes, Jimmy, you're going to be fine. You're going to play hockey again. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That.
Yeah.
And talk about so now your Jimmy Jr.'s out of Penn State and he's playing with the Adirondack Thunder, right?
Yeah, he played there for a little bit. He thinks he's ready to move on right now. He's got the degree from Penn State, the grad certificate,
Right.
Anthony's a junior at ASU, so he's got a year and a half left.
Right.
Not
a bad place to play ice hockey.
No, and it's great. I mean, and Jimmy loved every second at Penn State. You know what I mean? And he's just trying to figure out right now, if he wants to stay in hockey or whatever,
Right.
But and like I said, Anthony's got a year and a half left. He's great. He's got an intern set up for when he comes home in the spring.
Nice.
And like I said, I mean, my boys, if they wanted to, they could play hockey in Europe for a long time if they want to or whatever. And just living here in Point Pleasant Beach, doing my thing, and thinking about, I said this to you, JT, with the thinking about starting a podcast up. So people want me to do a podcast for years, So
I bet. Found
who
out
knows?
Yeah. Listen,
and then we got to get Rutgers. We got to get Rutgers D1 hockey. It's Big Ten.
Let's
man.
go.
What's up, man?
Yes.
And women's hockey, man.
I mean, why it's not there already is beyond me.
Okay, that's for another show. So.
Yes, that is definitely for another show. But I mean, that's something that has to happen. And you're spearheading that.
I talked to my wife about it. I talked to her today about it. You know what I mean? I talked to my oldest son about it.
Right.
Just like I said before, if you focus and have anything that's realistic, you can and will do.
Oh yeah,
just got to focus on it. But
I don't doubt that at all.
That would be amazing. Can you imagine it? I mean, just picture. I visualize the Turnpike, the billboard, Michigan State, Rutgers.
Tonight,
Home Depot Arena.
Yeah, exactly.
Home Depot Arena. Exactly. Friday and Saturday, December 12th and 13th.
Right. I mean, that would be. Again, how that's not happening right now is beyond me. But that's
because no one's gone for it yet, and that's where I come in.
If Oklahoma State cannot get a program before we do,
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean,
I've been saying it for a while. There's going to be an explosion, but it's you just gotta have a game plan and focus. And I made a couple calls, guys, so I'll keep you updated on that. We'll do shows periodically, and I'll keep you updated on that.
Oh no, we certainly will. By the way, yes. I like that.
I mean, there's tons we could talk about, guys. It's never ending.
Oh, yeah. And, Jim, what does it say behind you? I see there's a slogan
that
behind
says,
you.
The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Every morning. Yep. It's great, right?
There you go. Yes, 100%. It is.
100%.
Bro, it's a battle every day we wake up, right?
Listen, and obviously you're doing some good work there with the mindset stuff, talking to kids. Because we've said this a couple times, Scott and I. I mean, I told you about Vinny Maltz, right? Vinny Maltz.
Yeah, he's great. I know. Yep. I researched before I get into it. I researched a ton of guys. Vinny's great. I know him. He knows me, but we really don't know each other. But he does great work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the thing about this game, we spend so much money on this game of ice hockey, and I can almost guarantee you, 99% of us do not have our kids talking to somebody about the mental side of the game.
Yep. And it's easy. Like it's, and there's stuff that's not, I mean, listen, we all know life's not fair, right? You could be the perfect person, as close to be as the perfect person. There's only one person that's perfect, but as close to be as perfect. And you're still, you know what I mean? You never want to say you got screwed, but there's kids that get screwed for whatever reason. And it's happening at mites, squirts, peewees. It's unbelievable, man. What's happened is some of these kids, it makes no sense. And there's about 20 teams I got to coach, by the way. I need to go fix at least 20 teams.
Only 20?
No, but it's not. It's like, and I coached for at least 15 years. I coached my boys growing up, man. I mean, anybody that played for me, I played 2 goalies. Everyone learned power play, penalty kill, everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But, that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up, and just wanted to ask about that. So for all the parents, one of the things that comes up often is about their, kids and their development, right? And going to a program where that's not necessarily chasing a letter, but going to a place where your kid's going to get, ice time, puck touches, but, ultimately you want to be, with as good of a coach as possible. From your perspective, is there any advice that you give to parents? Because we're at the end of the current youth season. Families are doing ID skates. They're looking for the next thing. Maybe it's working out for them. Maybe they want to try something new. Any advice in terms of really getting to understand the coaching staff that they're, or how to approach, evaluating one club versus another?
Yeah, you know what? It's hard to. It's tough, man. I'm telling you, because let's get one thing straight. There really is, for the most part, no tryouts anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no legit tryouts. I learned that too, even my last couple of years with the boys, at AA level. If you didn't have your team picked by the frickin' second night, kids were leaving, going all over the place. It's not just AAA, it's AA now, it's everywhere. But you just got to keep asking questions, talking to people, and find a coach that you're comfortable with. And again, when I first was done playing, I'm 57 now, but when I was 41 years old, when I was first done playing, I was like, what's going on? I get it's a business, and that's fine. Everybody's got a right to make a living, I just don't try to milk people for everything they have. A lot of these teams have too many kids on the teams, and there's a flip side to it. I mean, nobody wants daddy coaches anymore.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? But so you're paying extra to have a coach. I mean, I seen it before. Like, it's not hard to be a daddy coach. You know what I mean? But I know, and I've seen it firsthand where there's some coaches that are daddies that what they do with their kid is unfair. And then on the flip side, some of the kids are extra over hard on their kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scott was. Scott was hard on this kid.
Yeah, but going back to your question, it's like just keep doing research and try to find someone you're comfortable with, and it's all about practice. You get better in practice. Like, I never went to the whiteboard once in 15 years in practice. I never went to the board. I just skated because Coach Jackson, my college coach, he's like, Jimmy, you know, and Herb Brooks, skating, passing, shooting, smaller games, you know, you're only on the ice for an hour. You know what I mean? Think about it. You go on the ice as a coach coaching kids, you have an hour slot. You go on the ice for the first 5 to 7 minutes. You
waste
know,
time with the whiteboard.
Or just if you go out there and stretch, you don't need to stretch. First of all, stretching is not good for you. That's a whole nother subject we should get into. Stretching's not good for you. You should go right out and dump the pucks, let them mess around for a little bit, right? And then just go right into skating, passing, shooting drills, small area games, keep them moving. Give them like 2 water breaks, maybe 3. And at the end of every practice, I would do stops and starts. You can never, ever do enough skating. Herb Brooks, that's all we did. Skating, passing, shooting, small area games. He was so far ahead of everybody else. What he was doing back at the New York Rangers, remember back in the day with Ray Horowitz and line on him? They were laughing at him, but look at hockey now. Herb Brooks was so far ahead of his time. And
that's unbelievable, by the way.
But that's all you need to do is skating, passing, shooting drills, small area games. You don't need that freaking. You do the X's and O's in the locker room, you know. And then even when you get an hour and a half ice slot, that still flies by. But if you go to that whiteboard 4 or 5 times, that's literally could be almost to 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
That you're standing around doing nothing.
That's exactly.
You're better off just. And I don't care what anybody says to this day. Stops and starts are still the best thing for a kid. Best thing, get those legs strong. Herb Brooks, the old legs feed the wolves thing. Legs feed the wolves.
Yeah.
Right.
You got no legs, you're not eating.
Right.
If you got no legs, you're not getting a paycheck in hockey. You're not playing.
Right. That's right.
You know, I mean, I love this kind of stuff, but, you know, it's just going back to your question. The parents just got to, you know, keep finding the right person and keep talking to people, you know, but I don't want to sit here and bash anybody, but there's teams with too many kids on it.
Yeah.
Too many kids on teams. There's too many kids on teams.
Yep.
There's organizations that have 2 AAA teams in the same birth year, Jimmy.
Yeah, which is fine. Like if they're at the right level, the highest one, but like,
well, that's the problem. They're not at the right level.
And now the one thing, listen, USA Hockey does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
There's some stuff you scratch your head at. The one thing that I'm scratching my head at is that they bumped up the rosters to 22 kids on midget teams
for the new DL. For that
not that, but in general. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. There's too many kids to begin with, 20 kids.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, I get it because you don't want a daddy coach, so you got to charge people more so they can get their budget and the guy can make his money or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But 22 guys?
That's a lot.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, that's
You're just in 7D at 13 forwards. I mean, seriously. And then you got a coach that doesn't play his 4th line anyway.
Right.
Like, it's just bizarre.
That's a lot of forwards. That's
you know what I mean?
We've seen that where the bench is just packed out with kids.
That's one thing I don't understand that they did was move the rosters up to 22. That's wrong. In my eyes, that's wrong.
It's a lot of tuition.
Because most coaches, how many coaches played their 4th line? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Or their 7th.
Like I did because I know how to do it, and you can get everybody their ice time. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but then you have people, like you said, paying tuition, and then they're not getting enough ice time. They could have gone to a different program, and that money would have, you know.
And then you get their sour taste. That's why one of the reasons why I started, I do what I do with the mindset stuff is like everybody loves hockey. You know what I mean? And it's like Mite Squirts, Pee-wees, kids don't have a care in the world. They're just going playing. After the game, they could care less if they lost 10-0 or 1-0. They just want to go to Chuck E. Cheese with their friends, right?
Yep. They just want to hang out.
Right?
Yep.
And then you get into Bantams and AAA and midgets, and it just gets and then kids get sour about hockey and they don't want to play anymore, and they're really good players. You know, may not go in the NHL, but like, and then they end up hating hockey, and then they'll get back into it after a few years and be playing men's league. It's just there's, you know what I mean? That's why I do what I do, because everybody loves hockey, and I'm a firm believer, and I know that I'm right. I don't think I know that I'm right. Nowadays, there's a place for every kid to play 4 more years of competitive hockey, get a great education, and meet friends for life. That's what it should be all about. Like people have no idea. If you're not researching ACHA hockey,
oh, it's great.
You got to research ACHA hockey. They brand the teams amazing. They commit kids.
Yes.
They're packing arenas, and it's really good hockey. People just think. I had a couple kids that I coached. My son Anthony's 2003 birth year. So like, Mike, anything I can help you with that, coach? I'm just gonna go to Rutgers and play club hockey. I said, okay, get ready. After tryouts, kid called me back. Hey, coach, you're right. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I didn't make the team. I said, I told you. And Rutgers club hockey isn't even at the top. They're good.
Yeah.
But like,
it's not UNLV. Or
you got it. And again, at the end of the day, you guys are doing this for the same thing I am. Like, it's to help kids and to educate people. But there's literally a place. And on the flip side, I know so many kids that just went down to Virginia and played D2 club hockey. They loved it. They got the jersey. They're on the team. They got the Instagram page. Like, it's freaking great.
Yep. Down in Alabama, they get 6,000 people coming to
6,000 fans a game. Yeah. Georgia, Auburn, the outdoor game, North Carolina, Kentucky, they get 15,000 fans.
Unreal.
Some club hockey teams are tremendous. They beat Denver.
And it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah.
And there's ACHA D1, D2 through 3. Like it's like again, at the end of the day, there's a place for everyone to go play 4 more years of competitive hockey, get a great education, and meet friends for life, and still really love hockey. But again, going back to your original question here, Scott, it's like parents just have to keep asking questions and then always go make a list of the pros and cons of leaving where you're at, going where you're going, and just at the end of the day, go with your gut because your gut is right. 99.9% of the time, your gut is right.
Yeah. It's great advice. Great advice. I'm sure all of our listeners are going to really take that to heart as they're probably in the thick of it right now, thinking about next season.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
very much so.
All right. Well, listen, we're at that hour and 5 mark.
This was awesome.
Jim, thanks so much, man. This was amazing meeting you. This is unreal for me, having a lifelong Devils fan. Brendan Byrne,
nice.
Let's go. Ice World in Totowa. So cool.
We're going to have you on right before or during the Olympics, Jim.
Yeah, definitely. No, we'll do, and I'll update you on the stuff I got going on, right? I'll update you. We'll have like, once I really get it going, we'll and that'll get the word out there too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? For what I got going on. And one of the things, and just inquiring right now about Rutgers men and women's hockey. And women hockey is
oh yeah,
I'm passionate about that too. My mom's the one that took me skating for the first time ever.
Absolutely.
She started a women's hockey team back in the day, man.
So
you know what I mean? So,
and like I mentioned,
I've coached a few girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's awesome. You know,
and like I said to you, if we can be involved in the Rutgers D1 hockey at all, you let us know. We want to be involved. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Great.
Anytime. Looking forward to the next one.
Thank you so much.
All
Pleasure.
Right, thanks so much.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. Take it easy. Good night.
See ya.
All right.
I'm sculpting my guns. Stop calling them your guns. I need to sculpt my guns.
All right, everybody. Welcome back from that amazing
gun sculpting.
Well, yeah. If you turn out to be like Jim Dowd, you're definitely some form of a gun. That guy's unreal. Welcome back from that episode.
He's fantastic.
I mean, that interview. Jeez.
Yeah. He's fantastic.
And it's just so interesting.
He's a great guy.
The best part about, I don't know about the best part, but like the fact that their family were like before they moved, they're like driving in Brick, New Jersey. They see a rink and they're basically like, let's move here. It's
unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story how they settled there.
I mean,
it's crazy.
The Ocean Ice Palace, that place, I played there when I was a kid.
Still exists today.
Unbelievable.
It's not bad. I don't mind going to that place.
I haven't been there since I was a kid.
You haven't played there?
I haven't been back.
Dom played Brick last year, Brick Hockey Club, who Jimmy played for.
Yeah.
Dom played Brick last year down there. And then I think a couple years before that, like some 3-on-3 tournaments like the summer.
Yeah.
Or like spring, summer-ish. So I've been down there a couple times. I remember during COVID, we went down there and you had to get dressed outside.
Yeah.
And on all the benches outside.
Okay.
And you had to carry your
outside the facility.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And you had to so you carried your kid. Dude, speaking of carried in, you want to hear a crazy story?
Yeah.
All right. So we're skating.
Wait, did you carry it in a Pacific rink bag?
Probably.
Yeah, those are great.
They are great.
Yeah, sorry.
The Pacific Rink's phenomenal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said that on a very early podcast, how awesome Pacific Rink is.
Yeah.
Dom loves her bags. And we've got a bunch of
Anyway, I digress.
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was at a rink in Jersey. It has to do with trees, 2 trees.
Okay, you're giving me a look.
Well, you're supposed to know what the name of the rink is.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Follow.
Yeah,
Copy.
So an ex-New Jersey Devil owns this rink.
Copy.
Right? So we're talking about Jim Dowd. This is an appropriate story. So during COVID, so you know how they didn't want any parents in there? Right?
I went down there during COVID.
I did too.
That was the first time I ever did like stick and puck with Otto.
So we were doing an Eric Nate's down there. It's a great rink.
Yeah.
It's a very cool rink. I want to say like I think Morristown Beard plays there.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that.
Yep.
So we were down there. So Dom's doing Eric Nate's down there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I got a funny story about that.
You do? All right. So Dom's doing Eric Nate's. People in our area know what Eric Nate's is. He's like Eric Nate's Euro
Played with
hockey.
Eric.
Yes, you did. And shout out Eric. Shout out Tim Turnbull.
Yeah.
Love those guys over at Nate's. So Dominic's doing an Eric Nate's clinic. Okay. And at the end, I come inside to untie Dominic's skates.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy comes over to me. He's like, "You have to leave." I was like, "Okay, I'll just take off his skates." He's like, no, you need to leave now. I'm like, "Okay, there's like a lot of people in the lobby. Let me just take his skates off." He was like 7, 8, right? Not 6, 7, 7, 8.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez, enough of that stuff. Apparently, kids in Noah's class get in trouble.
apparently some people down in Florida named their kid 6, 7.
That's not real.
I hope it's not real. Anyway, so the guy's like hounding me. He's like, "You need to leave." I'm like, "Okay, buddy." I'm like, "Let me just take his fucking skates off." He's 7. He's like, no, you don't understand. You need to leave. I look at him. I go, "Hey, dude." I go, "Do you want me to literally carry him with his skates across the fucking parking lot?" He looks me straight in the eye. He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you fucking for real?" He's like, "No." I'm like,
You mean yes? He was saying yes. He's for real.
like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, "You for real?" He's like, he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, okay. So I picked my fucking kid up with all of his gear on, with his fucking blades on, and I carried him across the parking lot to the back of the truck, opened the back of the truck, and changed his skates there.
There you go.
Yeah. How fucking retarded.
Listen, I've heard stories,
Dude, don't even
and
start.
that's totally in line with what I've heard.
Anyway, I remember Dominic skating up at Chelsea Piers in Connecticut, and he had the bubble. So
Okay.
kids
Yeah.
kids had a cage.
Yeah.
Had to wear the mask under the cage.
Yes. I still have them in that drawer.
I do too, by the way.
Yeah.
So I got around it by giving Dom the bubble
Yeah.
that had the vents down on the bottom.
Yeah.
And they let us. They're like, "Oh, the bubble with the vents are okay, but if you have a cage, you need
That
to
makes
put a
no
mask on
sense.
it." Thank you. How fucking dumb. And they were like, "Yeah, he's fine." I'm like, "He is?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay,
Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic."
Yeah.
How ridiculous.
So many things ridiculous about that time.
But during hockey, it was like so stunad. Although I must say, I don't think we shut down as badly as other sports.
I don't know. There was a whole thing with hockey in that, like, I don't know. There at one point, like, COVID was something that like thrived in the, or no, there was an article that had come out talking about sports and COVID and how something about hockey, and I forget what it was. Whether I'm gonna get it wrong, but
Right.
it definitely said something about whether it was a good environment because it was
Yeah.
cold,
Yeah.
or the opposite.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was ridiculous. All I remember is every time I go back to that rink,
Yeah.
that sticks in my head. How stupid that was. The guy was like shooing me out of the lobby. I'm like, "Dude, he's 7. Let me just take his
Yeah, it
skates
doesn't
off.
care.
Like, let me just take his skates off, put his sneakers on. We'll walk out."
Doesn't care.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm telling you, I looked him square in the eye. I'm like, "Do you want me to pick him up and carry him out across
As
the
a
parking lot?"
matter of fact, I
He's
do.
like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay. Roger that.
"Okay." we've gone completely nuts, but okay.
So
Got
my 2-tree rink Eric Nate story
2 tree.
is like this was also
COVID?
No, it was after COVID. This was the first time I'd signed Otto up for a hockey camp over the summer,
Okay.
and I signed him up for Eric Nate's,
Right.
and I signed him up at Twin Oaks,
The week-long one,
like
right?
a week-long one, and so I was driving him, and fucking get there early. Like we have these mini lacrosse sticks. Otto and I are outside, just like throwing the ball around. And all right, time to go, bud. Let's go inside. And they're like, checking people in as you walk up the stairs there.
Right.
And I get to the front line. I'm like, yep, Otto Levine. And they're looking down the list, and they're like, nope,
Don't see him.
nope. And I was like,
Not here.
nope, Otto Levine. Definitely signed him up. Let me get that email. And
so you pulled up the email.
Yeah, I was 1 week early for camp. So now I got this kid who's like so psyched. I literally went there a week early. I had nothing for him. This was like for the whole week. So then I start calling. Dude, it's fun. It was like the first thing in the morning.
Tried to like replace stuff.
I did.
Wow.
No, I literally
you found
did.
Openings?
I'll show you videos. There was
What'd you find?
Over at Ice Vault. There's a strictly defense camp.
I know that.
And so
it very rarely sells
I
out.
Signed him
I know
up.
exactly what you mean.
And he was the youngest kid by a goddamn landslide.
I
was
heard
like,
that coach is good.
It was actually good.
I don't think he's from around here either.
No.
By the way. I think he's like Canadian or something like that.
I don't. Wherever he's from, he definitely drives a lot.
Yes.
He has family that lives in Wayne, apparently, and so
Makes sense. Yeah.
So in any event, so
I've heard that's very good, but doesn't sell out for the most part.
I hauled ass over there.
Yeah.
He was the youngest kid by far. They were so good to him.
Were they? That's cool.
And after that week, they invited him to for free just to come down to Red Bank for a few extra ice sessions.
Oh,
so I took
at
him.
the Armory. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I took him down there.
Yeah,
I'll show you the photos.
Oh,
it
that's
is so
cool.
funny. The kid could barely skate, and he's doing like a strictly defense camp with like fucking like
ice time,
like squirts through bathtubs.
Yeah, like big kids. Hey, listen, it worked out. That's very funny, by the way.
Crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so our interview with Jim Dowd was tremendous.
Absolutely.
He's a total gem, the guy. And I guess we can give people a little bit of an inside baseball. We're gonna. Should I do this? Should we tell everybody what's coming every third week? Should we do that now, or should we do it another time?
I don't know. You kind of said it, so
I did, didn't I?
Well, listen, we're gonna try it. So we're gonna give it a go. Third week of this month, we're going to go live with Jim Dowd.
Yes.
Details to follow, but
yes.
We're looking to do this on a more regular basis.
Yes, we're going to try to do it once a month, the third Wednesday of every month. We're going to do week 3 with JD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the working title.
That's the plan. Yeah.
But
he's so good. We're going to come on and we're going to talk about youth hockey.
But it's
topics.
Not right. I mean, he's a great person to talk to.
Yes,
but he's been there as a kid. He's been there as a parent.
Yeah.
He's been there as a professional. He won a Stanley Cup. He's working on like mental performance and strength with like youth athletes now.
Mental performance.
Like this guy's been there, done that on so many levels. So what a knows so many people. Had a long career in the NHL. So we're gonna continue to talk with him.
And we're gonna try to go live with him every month.
Yeah,
once a month, every month.
So we're
people
gonna
to
kick
call
that
in
off
and write in and answer questions.
Yep.
We're gonna figure that out how to do it. And
we'll
we're gonna
start
give it a whirl.
promoting it. And,
yeah. And we're gonna give it a whirl. That should be a lot of fun because I know we've gotten away from some of our topics.
Yes.
With hockey topics because we're having so many guests on.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't want to give you guys like a 4-hour podcast to listen to, right? Because we know you guys have other stuff to do. So I think we're going to start going back to our youth hockey topics once a month with JD himself.
Yeah, and then obviously they'll come up naturally in conversation
100%.
As we talk with people. But
exactly right. But that's
man.
the plan because he's so good.
Yeah, and it's like one other thing that was interesting is like when he grew up, different time, but like having that rink that was like kind of built by the community within the community and like all the so certainly not comparing like what it kind of conjured up the idea of like maybe what it's like in Minnesota to some extent where you have a community that's
probably
invested
similar
in the sport and there was like it was like like $15 equipment was used, recycled, they got all they needed except for skates,
all like hand-me-down stuff,
and so it was highly accessible. It wasn't this like white expensive white collar sport, like in a lot of ways that as it's become, not everywhere, but in many places.
No, you're right.
Yes,
it has,
And
unfortunately.
it was, he got on the ice after school.
Yeah,
like,
he said that person would let him skate
just,
as long as there was nobody, as long as the rink wasn't rented out.
Yeah, so
it's a great story, and that's how he got good. He was saying,
yeah,
it's awesome.
And then
it's awesome.
And then it's so interesting the 5-hole story. I think the clip already went up on Instagram. How
it's so good, by the way. If you guys haven't, I'm sure you've seen. Go on our. You've obviously listened to the interview. You've heard the 5-hole story, but we put up on our Instagram, and he put up on his 5-hole story is tremendous.
It's like
it's a phenomenal story.
And then he's like, like all these parents are like, are concerned about chasing like AAA. He's like, I didn't know what the 5-hole.
Didn't even know what a 5-hole was.
Like drafted and in college.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Unreal. What's that move you do where you like
he's like, what do you put between the pads? He's like, what is that? He's like, what? He's like, that's the 5-hole. He's like, the what? Yeah. It's unbelievable. Somebody wrote on our Instagram. Somebody commented on that video. They're like, Jimmy, can you imagine how many more goals you would have scored if you knew the 5-hole move by then?
Totally.
He was scoring just on other things.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was saying that
unbelievable.
Lakes like what no one had called right when he was like. you know, he had gotten like
Nobody
after
was
like the
looking for
hockey
him.
night in Boston
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
it was, and like no calls, and then he ends up at Lake State. It's just, you know, it's just like the perseverance. He loved the game, and you know, it's when I first started hearing, you know, other pods and, you know, people talk about just developing a passion and love for the game.
Yeah.
Like I kind of glanced over it like really quickly as just being not, you know, like of course, you know, you need to be passionate about something that you're going to take to like a high level. But like the more and more we talk about it, the more and more I'm like connecting with that thought and that idea that like ultimately, you know, if you're not like in love with it, like,
you need to be.
You're like an exception, not the rule. That like going to go far if you don't love it.
A lot of people are saying that, right? Doug Christensen, I think, was the first one that said that to us.
He's the one that when he said the way he said it, like it just like unlocked something in my brain. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? And a lot of people have said that since.
Yeah.
You know, he was great. He was, you know, he was saying you need to love the game because it gets hard. I mean, the story about him being out of the NHL at 27.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Out and then made his way back.
And had
He's
to
like,
claw
honey,
his
just
way back.
just give it another year. I'm gonna find my way back.
I mean, his stories are so good. They're all so good.
Dude, how about his mom who started
her own youth hockey? Oh, not youth, their own women's hockey team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's.
But like his dad was a Golden Glove boxer.
Yeah.
You know, his mom started a hockey program.
Yeah.
Like, you know, clearly like the family dynamic there was ripe for like sport, but
right. And he said he never wanted to be in the house, so he was always out at a hockey rink.
Right.
Right, which is how he ended up at the hockey rink in Brick in the first place, right?
Yeah.
He always wanted to be out.
But
so he was out.
Yeah, I don't know. Did he talk about playing other sports?
I think we touched on it a little bit, but I think he always kept coming back to hockey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he coached his kids, you know, he's the perfect example of like a hockey dad who knows the path, you know, had his kids playing AA until they were like 13, 14, right?
Right.
You know?
Not the first time we've heard that.
No, it's not. Exactly right. I mean,
not
again,
the first time
how many people we spoke to that say the exact same thing?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when all these people are saying it, maybe some of us should pay attention.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need AAA at a certain age. You know?
No.
I mean, he was great, man. He was I'm very excited to have him on again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? I'm a big fan.
All right. Well, listen, we got good things to look forward to.
Yes.
Why don't we think about wrapping this one up?
Sure. So do us a favor. If you guys like what you're hearing, can you please go give us a review, subscribe. You know, you can rate. You know,
like things.
Yes, like, subscribe,
follow
leave comments,
things.
follow. Please share the show. It definitely helps us with the algorithm. We're trying to take this podcast to #1, and you guys can help us do that. So share, subscribe, rate, review, all that good fun stuff. If you like what you're hearing, we really appreciate everybody that's listening. So thank you again.
Yeah. Thank you, one. Thank you all.
Yeah. And we'll see you with a really, really exciting episode 53.
Really, 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 really,
that
really cool.
Should be a doozy.
Super cool.
Yes. Wait for episode 53. Should be a doozy.
Yes, that too.
Here we go.
All right, my man.
All right, buddy.
Talk to you.
Good time. See ya.